and we could continue talking.
Well, we're continuing to talk because we're live. Hello.
Hey, we're live. And James is in love with John Travolta.
And he's in love with okay, Allison, whatever her name is, Allison Stoner.
Not in love with her. Well, I guess
You just said she's
Allison
the greatest
Stoner is
dancer of
up
all
two
time, my
years ago.
friend.
She is. She
You
is a
have been.
really, really good dancer.
I like John Travolta a lot, but I would not call him the greatest dancer of all time. I think he's good, but if you guys go back and watch
I
Saturday
didn't
Night
say she
Fever,
was the great. I don't know. I don't know if I could say who the I don't know. I don't have enough knowledge to say who the
all I'm
greatest
arguing
dancer
is,
of
guys,
all.
that '70s disco dance funk. Even if you want to count funk too, if you go back and watch like Cool and the Gang, Parliament Funkadelic, those guys could dance. So '70s dance music, just '70s dance music. I'm not even just gonna limit to disco, but funk, any type of pop. That is the greatest music. That is the greatest dancing music and the greatest dancing that you got out of any era.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I just don't I don't even know what I don't even know how to put it. Like I like the more like pop in step and
Disco is
I
is the central. Is like what
but
that is the actual definition of pop. I mean, disco is nothing but like boom boom boom, like a beat, boom boom boom
I
boom
know,
boom
but
down.
the dance moves are like very different and not like
Not as
I don't
cool.
know.
Yeah.
I don't
Not
know.
as
It's
good.
like
Not as good. If you don't
I
know, I'm
mean,
gonna
no,
find
I'm
out.
saying like it takes talent. It like they're definitely talented. Like I don't want it to mean that. I don't know. I just like more of the like I don't even know. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know. I don't
Disco.
know enough about dance to say what I like about dance. I just know like Alison Stoner, like the way she dances, like that her style of dance, like that's the kind of style
That is
of dance I
basically
like.
that. She's
And you can't see
breakdancing
that style.
in that video. She's
No.
breakdancing
Well, okay.
in the Missy Elliott
You,
tribute video. That is breakdancing.
yeah. So wait, no, she wasn't though.
Yeah. Yes, she
Was
was.
she?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. But that's not like all she does. Like her main style of dance is like I don't know. See, now I gotta look at this. What? Yeah, she is.
She does. Yeah.
Yeah, she does. I could I could watch this video over and over again. I actually wish I could dance.
And I looked up Alison Stoner dance, and literally every single article I can find is her dancing to Missy Elliott song. Like it's all the Missy Elliott stuff. So I don't even see other dancing going on here. But regardless, I'm assuming it's going to be very similar because uh, all the people in that comment section said that she is like one of the best dancers of all time, and well, not of all time, but they said she's the only dancer that was invited to the cookout, inciting that
Yes.
because breakdancing is more of an African American trait thing. They were all saying like she's the only one invited, only white girl invited to the cookout. So you know, she
Okay.
predominantly I think breakdances. So, and I don't think that's I like
No,
breakdancing a lot,
no,
but
I don't think that's it. She in this video she did a lot, but I don't think no, that's not. I don't know. But see, then again, like I guess some of the thing with me is I may not know like what all break dancing entails. I don't know.
all right, we'll let fate decide.
We'll let fate decide.
I don't know what I'm talking about. Wait, I'm gonna find some other stuff though. One sec.
Now, what are we're all like watching videos. And this is a bad example. I was like going back when she was younger. I was like, oh, maybe she's not breakdancing then. She totally is.
Yeah, that's what everyone was saying. Everyone was saying, and like she's the only white girl. Like they were like ever since like the 80s or whatever, or whenever she started dancing, they were like, even when she was young, she was the only one that was invited to the cookout. So that's what I was saying. That it looks like that's what she's been doing for a while.
We're just gonna post YouTube videos until like I don't know, everybody goes away and we like say the podcast is over. No.
Cool in the gang right here. Cool in the gang right here, guys. They're singing and they're still like grooving and they're really dancing. This is funk too. This isn't even disco. This is 1979, so this is still 70s. But I mean, they were even earlier in the 70s too. But
all right, guys, in the live chat, what was the greatest decade? I'm curious.
What everybody says. Greatest decade or greatest decade?
No, wait. No. First, I want to know what the greatest decade is, and then we'll go to the greatest decade for dance.
And no bias.
Anybody have an opinion?
Like, can't just be like when you were born. That's just, you have to actually have reasoning behind it. What is y'all's plans?
Are you, Cam? Are you trying to hint something at us? You trying to tell us something
for Christmas? Well, I'm going to continue this argument of what the greatest decade is probably over Christmas. That's going to be my Christmas gift, is Bob saying, James, you're right. The 70s is the greatest.
No, it's not going to happen.
What if I paid you $20 to say that?
$20 wouldn't be worth it.
You suck. I'm literally, until we're not starting the show until you guys respond. And then if you guys don't say 70s, if you guys don't say 80s either, I'll be all right. But if you don't say 70s, we're done. I'm just kidding.
See, now you're biasing them.
I know, I'm kidding.
Stay warm. They're ignoring
them.
us.
I'm threatening them. There's a difference. Stay warm. No, I want to stay cold. Thank you. No. They're just not going to respond to that question.
Yeah, they're just ignoring us. They're like, well,
cool,
whatever.
Stay warm. All right.
What's the greatest decade? What are you doing for Christmas?
Oh, I'm trying to fix my camera here. Not a great angle, I'm sure. All right, that's the same thing actually. I don't really want them to see my computer screen, and it keeps moving. Stop moving. Bad camera.
For Christmas.
What'd you say? 2000s? Oh my God. Please don't ever say that.
2000s? I could.
Oh, please don't. I was born in the 2000s.
What? That's not bad. 90s. Well, that's a negative, but yeah. 2020s. Wait a minute. We're barely even there.
The 2000s was good.
Actually, if you're talking about coasters, I think the tail end of the 90s was better than 2000. Well, it really was the end of nine. I don't know. We don't know what we're talking about. We have no idea what we're talking about. No idea what's going on. We've lost control.
Decades of roller coasters. Oh my God, this camera keeps moving. This is crazy. Like it's slowly creeping its way. I didn't even notice it till now. I just looked at it and it's still moving. Oh my God. All right, I'll be right back, guys. This is crazy.
I don't even know how. Oh, it was YouTube's fault. That's how we got into this whole dance thing. I went to get the link for the live stream, and YouTube's infinite wisdom was like, hey, you should watch this Allison Stoner video. And I did. And here we are. And James disappeared. I'm not sure where it went.
Oh my god, it's not in the right position.
What are you doing now?
All right, there we go. All right, I'm back. We already did this. We already did the debate thing with the years of the coasters.
Yeah, we did do that.
Yeah, Greg, if you want to listen to some quality content, we had a whole tournament based on this, where people voted and stuff last year. You might have been. I don't know if you might have. You might have already been there for that. I don't know. All right. We are not even not even done with the show rundown. I just realized.
We don't know what we're doing. We have no idea.
Oh yeah, I was gonna put that.
Completely all out of control.
Ooh la la la. Let's go dancing. Ooh la la la. Reggae dancing when you want to dance. Somebody told me that you had a boyfriend.
Yeah, I think 2021 is going to be crazy, but then I'm afraid we're going to hit a point. We're going to hit a wall for a while. I don't think we're going to see a lot of SeaWorld's just kind of like beat themselves into the ground until they go bankrupt. But other than SeaWorld, I don't know. We may not see a lot of like crazy innovations. I think the 20s are going to be. I think there's a potential for revival of independent parks in the 20s. I really do. Because all the chains right now, we should be talking about this on the podcast, but
we're not done with the podcast yet, rundown yet, so.
I know, that's true.
Then just shut up and stop talking about it. And we'll talk about it on the podcast. That is the best solution for.
You gonna do that? Talk about the 20s? What we think is going to happen in the 20s?
I'm not really. I mean, I guess what happened to I don't like speculation. I don't really know I don't really have an idea. I don't really think. I don't know. I mean, I think we'll see a slowdown of rides. I don't think we're going to see chains go under and independent parks come rising back like that.
No, I'm not saying. I don't think we're going to see chains go under. I just think we're going to see.
Oh my God.
Independent parks be able to do more.
New mega coaster at. Where's this Wallaby Belgium? What's it called again? Krampa or something? Krampa?
Krampus.
No, not that.
I don't know.
That was pretty good. Even though that wasn't supposed to be a joke, that was pretty good. Krampus. I don't know why that was so funny. What it was. Oh my God! Now I can't find the name for this ride. Oh. Does anyone remember what the name of the new Wallaby Belgium Hyper is? Mega Coaster, whatever.
Sure, Reddit knows.
Yeah, that's where I was just at, and I can't find it either. Oh my God, it's killing me.
Isn't it Conan or something?
Conda. There it is. My anaconda don't. Oh, that's what I thought of.
My anaconda don't want none unless you got bones, hon. You could do side bends or sit-ups, but please don't lose that butt.
You like that song?
I mean, it's associated with my youth. Like, it's one of those songs that just like I grew up with, kind of. So
it's kind of like party rocking in the house tonight. Everybody just have a good time.
I actually really like that song.
And we gonna make you. That's the only reason I know that song is because I heard it in elementary school like 8 million times. Shake that.
I love it so. If it wasn't for copyright stuff, we should start the podcast with that song tonight.
You're listening to Coasters. I could do it on the podcast. See, podcasts don't get copyright strikes because they're in like I send them out to listen. I used to have the freaking White Wedding by Billy Idol start the show. So we need to think of a poll for next week too.
Oh crap!
And we need to think about what we're talking about in the second half of the show. Guys, what are we talking about in the second half of the show? What's the poll? Let us know.
I have to go listen to it now. Dang it.
That is a song that I describe as pretty much just not a good song.
Oh my God, Becky.
Shake that. I feel like we have more fun during like these sessions than we do like in the actual podcast session. When we're recording.
I cannot lie. You other brother can't deny. I'm sorry. This video is just as bad as the song. It's awesome. I remember in 6th grade English class, our teacher in her infinite wisdom was like, everybody needs to find a song that has like some kind of good meaning for the world or something. And we can bring them in. We're all going to play them. And somebody brought the song for God knows what reason and played it.
And they got in trouble, I'm assuming?
No, she was laughing, actually. She was kind of a strange teacher.
Yeah, okay. Fellas, if you want to think...
Oh my God. It does speak to the world.
Indeed it does. How did he bring that song in? There's cuss words, is there not, in that song? Was it like 5th grade you said?
6th grade.
Still. Does that just go back to the teacher was a stranger?
Does it cuss?
It does.
Wait,
cuss.
no.
Unless maybe you brought in the unexplicit version. They do cuss though. I'm guaranteeing that.
I mean, it's a terrible song, but so that this teacher was like, she played favoritism like big time, and this kid was like one of her favorites. So,
but with your butts,
so
you make me so horny. That's one of the lyrics. I want to F you. Yeah, that's one of the lyrics.
Oh, like I don't think of that until I'm like there.
I mean, I'm all for that. That'd be kind of funny. I stupidly brought in one of the worst songs of all time. We were doing a drama project in like 7th grade, and he's like, "Bring in a song that you can sing. You have to talk about. You have to speak it, but without like speaking it in the song's melody. So like you'd have to come in and sing. You'd have to come into the class. Oh my God.
Sir Mix-a-Lot did this song with the Seattle Symphony.
But you had to come in. You basically have to come in and you had to speak the song in just normal phonetic form. You couldn't talk the song out like in its melody. So you couldn't be like, I like big butts and I cannot. You have to be like, I like big butts and I cannot lie. You other brothers cannot deny. You'd have to speak it like normally.
Oh my god, that's hard to do.
I know, and I brought in the weirdest song too. Listen to one of the lyrics of the song. The lunatic is in my head. The lunatic is in my head. You raise the blade. You make the change. You rearrange me till I'm sane. You lock that door and you throw away the key. And there's someone in my head, but it's not me. And I look like a freaking weirdo. I'm talking about like an insane guy. Like, I'm like, all my friends are like, what the heck? I was like, oh, that was not a good choice there. But yeah, I had to read it like normal. I couldn't read it in the song lyric. I'm like, oh, this is so bad. But that made me think of that because I was like, imagine trying to do that song too, or one of those songs. It's like, yeah, I like big butts and I cannot lie. You can't even you can't pause either. No pausing.
We've completely lost control. We don't know what's going on.
But that's exactly what you couldn't even pause. You had to say like, I like big butts and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny. Like, you couldn't pause. Like, you couldn't be like, I like big butts and I cannot lie. You other brothers, yeah. You can't.
This started when like I went to before we even went live. I went to YouTube to get the live stream link so I could post to Twitter, and YouTube's like, "Hey, watch this Allison Stoner video," and I like fell into the YouTube hole, and I started watching it, and then James and I got into the argument about dancing, and somehow we got like it's just kind of been an evolution into Baby Got Back. I mean, where else would it go?
Did you post it with the live stream yet?
Huh?
Oh, you did, yeah.
Yeah, I did. I mean, it's not like we're on a coaster podcast or anything. This is all YouTube's fault. That's all. It's all YouTube's fault. That's what we're going with. It's YouTube's fault. It's always YouTube's fault.
Because Baby Got Back. Oh man! All right, I'll be right back, and then we can start. All right. Well, actually, no, we can't.
All right.
We don't even have the show now.
We're gonna be here all night. You still with us, Cam, or did you bell? I hate YouTube. I hate it. It's telling me I need to watch Weird Al Yankovic now, and I really want to. Oh, what the heck? I'm gonna have to do it because oh my god, that we yeah. What we that's what we need. We need to come up with lyrics. I mean, he already does say anaconda, so we got that covered.
What are we talking about now?
Lyrics for coaster related Baby Got Back.
Oh my god, no. I'm putting that to an end. We're not doing that. I already know too many coaster YouTubers that post awful rap songs of rap roller coasters, and they're terrible.
We could do a parody like Weird Al Yankovic.
I don't like Weird Al
Yankovic. Like me. It's like electricity.
Never been a Weird Al fan. But my brother did once get called a lookalike to Weird Al Yankovic because he has the hair. I don't know how people can actually, like, some people pay to see him live. And I'm like, how do you...
Who, Weird Al Yankovic?
Yes.
I don't know. I love Weird Al.
Oh my god, I would know.
Most of our lives living in an Amish paradise. Churn butter once or twice, living in an Amish paradise. I don't. I need to look this song up. I know. I think I've heard it before. Oh yeah.
This is the best Amish like thing I've ever seen right here. It's at the end of the movie Kingpin with like Bill Murray. And, oh, is this the intro or the outro? I think this is the outro. Yeah, you got Bill Murray, Randy
Oh man,
Quaid.
I haven't heard this song in a long time.
What? But anyway.
Apple bottom jeans.
Oh my god, you're killing me. I feel like I have great taste in music, and this is just not contributing to that. None at all. None. Bill Murray? You like Bill Murray? I love Bill Murray. We can get on a topic about Bill Murray.
I love Bill Murray too.
Bill Murray is in a category of his own, man. One of the greatest. One of the greatest men of all time.
Boots with the fur. Chloe was looking at her. She hit the floor. Next thing you know, shorty got low, 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 low.
We should broadcast the baby song to every radio channel to cheer some spirits.
She hit the floor. Next thing you know, shorty got low, 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 low. Come on, James.
Nah. Bill Murray's he's a good actor. But I like his stuff in the 80s too, and I like his comedic material as well. I think
Wait, who?
I think Groundhog Day is one of the greatest movies of all time. But I will say Lost in Translation is a good movie too. Full
So
Metal
now I
Jacket.
need to.
Are you talking about Full Metal Jacket? Because that's I've seen Full Metal Jacket. That's what we're. Why are we
Full
talking?
Metal Jacket.
He just said, has anyone seen the Metal Jacket movie?
Do I know any of these Bill Murray songs?
Songs.
My feelings have feelings. Live, I can't get a feel for it. This is interesting. I like this music sounds pretty good.
Oh, we're talking about the.
What's our big song? Is there any big songs that he
You
did?
guys completely just threw me off there. I was like, are you guys talking about Bill Murray, the actor, singing? I'm like, I don't think he ever sang anything.
No.
Oh, we're talking about Bill Murray, the musician.
So I found this "My Feelings Have Feelings" song. Like I listened to it. It actually sounds pretty cool. I actually kind of like it. Oh man, there's a reimagined Metal Jacket.
I can't really listen to music right now because that would
See,
play over top of your audio.
I'm old.
Unless you wanted to play over top of your audio, I could do that actually. I might actually do that. The more that I think about it, the more the benefit is for me. And then we can appease whoever suggested listening to this. Who's Greg? Trying to watch YouTube
Pierce.
videos right now is not going.
Just a warning, Pierce. We're way off topic. We haven't started the podcast. It's just completely off the rails in here. But welcome.
Welcome to our club. Welcome to our club. Welcome, Squidward. Welcome, Squidward. That's a SpongeBob reference right there.
Yeah, we've gone way off topic.
Well, I guess this answers the question, if not whether or not our listeners would enjoy an off-topic episode.
Certainly fun when you like have the conversation. You have people in chat and stuff. I think that's better than just you. Like, they're at least throwing some stuff that you and I would never throw at. Like,
All right, Greg, I'm already gonna have to. I'm not a huge fan of that auto tune. Voice right there. I don't mind the music actually. The beginning, I was like, oh, this is actually kind of like alternative rock. But now it sounds. Oh, okay, there we go.
it actually is pretty
That's a little
good.
better.
Like,
I'm not the biggest metal guy, but I do enjoy metal from time to time. I'm not a big fan of this like poppy auto-tune section of the song. I do like the melody when it gets so hard.
oh no, YouTube's taking me down another hole.
Yeah, I enjoy that part of the guitar. That's better for sure.
Oh, here's a song, James, that you probably get references that I don't.
All right, I can't believe we're doing this right now.
Check it out. Check it
I already
out.
get the name
check
of the song.
check.
The name of the song, I already understand.
I'm in line behind a Barbel sign. It sure looks like one.
The name of the song
I'm
is
Sam.
already a Beatles song reference. So. I am the Walrus.
Blah 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 blah. Leather and all.
Why are we listening? Why do you like this song?
I don't know. I love this song. I just love this. I actually really like Furthermore.
Yeah, I've played it Furthermore.
Check it out. Check it out. I'm in line behind a Barbizon, and she really looks like one. She said, I'm scared, and showed a whole lot, but didn't.
Really, that's the crazy thing. I think Top Thrill Dragster is the only ride that's ever done like a pop song as its theme, and that was a kick-ass theme.
I'm just gonna look at the lyrics.
They nailed
because
it.
I can't listen and have you talk. So I'm just gonna look at the lyrics real quick. Is there like more to the song? All right.
Oh, what the lyrics?
Why do you think I'm gonna get a reference other than the name of the song?
I don't know. There's like they say a bunch of stuff throughout the whole song that I don't really get, and I kind of have a feeling it's like references to the title, but I don't really know.
I'm gonna read through this here. I think I found the greatest album of 2019, and I have a couple people that agree with me. It's called Titanic Rising by Wise Blood. It's a fantastic album. It's beautiful.
Titanic Rising.
It's amazing. Yeah.
I mean, it kind of sunk. Sorry.
It's I would say I mean, it is a little poppy. It sounds 60s psychedelic to me, but other people were arguing and saying it sounds more 70s to them. Either way, I like both eras of music, but she does a fantastic job. She has a great voice there, and I think it is. I need to listen to some more 2019 albums, but as of now, it's by far my favorite.
Pantheon and Room. I don't even know what the Pantheon actually is, so I just know it's Intamin. That's why I want to ride it.
What, you don't know what the Pantheon is? It's the same thing. It's just the Parthenon in Greece. Just a temple. And I went through that Greek mythology, Roman era.
We need to do a coaster parody of a song.
Bob, we're not. I can't. I'm not doing that. That is one thing
That'd
I
be
will
fun.
not do
Why?
because people get crapped on for that. I've seen it many times. They're not funny. Half the time
Someone
they're
should
not
have a-
funny, and no one thinks they're funny, and then it just reflects poorly on.
What, parodies?
Yeah.
Parodies are awesome. Weird Al's awesome.
No.
You know what? You seriously, you don't like Weird Al at
I do
all?
not like Weird Al Yankovic.
How can you
When I
not
was like
like Weird
5, I
Al?
liked the song "Fat." Other than that, but then I heard the actual version. I'm like, oh wait, this is so much better.
Oh my god. How,
What are we gonna talk about?
anybody else here like or not like Weird Al?
Oh my god.
I'm curious.
Can we please start do the show? We don't even have. What are we gonna
Show.
talk about,
We're
guys?
gonna
Second
do
half of the
show.
show. What do you guys think we should talk about? That's normally when we just have a general discussion, and then we need a weekly
We're
poll
gonna talk
as well.
about music.
Hey, I'm all right with doing an off-topic episode, but I've mentioned that since me and you began the show. I always thought we should do an off-topic series or something because
I know. I just don't know how an off-topic. I don't know. This is made by Arrow, son. No, Morgan. We wanted to be made by Morgan.
oh my god.
There actually is a podcast that it's called No Agenda that like I really like. I really would like to listen to more, but it's more. It's
brother.
like too long for me to fit. But No Agenda, yeah.
My brother likes.
John C. Dvorak, I really like him.
Then there's also podcasts that have a structure and do very well.
The opposite of what we're doing right now.
Yeah. I honestly originally wanted to start a music podcast. And then it became a coaster podcast now.
Yeah, I can't co-host a music one with you. That would not
No.
not work.
No. And it also wouldn't work because you listen to like 80s and 90s pop for the most part. And I'm trying to listen to like everything too. I'm trying to like I'm going to start listening to like every genre of music that I can find. Oh yeah, and you listen to some modern country. That's awful. But you know, hey, I'm gonna have to listen.
There's a lot of good country.
There is. I 100% agree with you. And it's pre-1990s most of the part.
Oh
Yes. Oh my God. Yes.
no.
Waylon Jennings, Johnny Cash, Charlie Pride, Merle Haggard. You can't beat them. Because what we have today isn't even really true country. It's a mix of like southern rock and sometimes even like rap. They'll literally rap in some country songs. But when you have electric guitars, for the most part, that's not true country because true country was mainly acoustic.
All right. Do we have the news segment done at least?
Yeah, we always have the news segment done. That's pretty easy. Just
Okay.
We need the second half of the show, which is again just any type of general discussion you guys want to hear us do. If you guys want to input, if you want to give us your input on what you think we should talk about there, and then we have the weekly poll, which is the weekly poll. You guys, I don't need to explain that one. This is the true lazy podcast host fashion. We're literally making the audience to tell us what we.
What was the best pop song integrated into a coaster of all time?
The answer, none of them, because no one ever had that idea because it's an awful idea.
There is one. Well, I guess it's not really pop. It's like, Republica. They were kind of pop rock.
They're alternative.
I guess
that's an alternative rock song.
I guess. I guess they played in the pop.
Yeah, but pop music. Oh, we're not gonna have this debate now, because you're gonna argue with me. I know. Me and my mom had this debate too once. Pop music means popular music. It does not. It's not its own subgenre. When you're talking.
No,
about,
I know. I know.
Okay.
I know, but it's kind of taken on a life of its own, though.
Now it
in a
has.
sense.
Now there's like pop music, which
Yeah.
is like electronic, like the beat. But like in the '90s and even before that, like it was just music that was popular. Now it's kind of developed to become its own genre. But yeah, I mean, like ABBA, they're pop music, but they're disco, but they're considered pop now because that's became its own kind of genre. But I don't really think of them as a pop band. When I think of ABBA, I think of disco, dance.
The booty part of the podcast. We could talk about booty in the second half. We'll talk about booty songs.
Booty,
Bottom
butata.
jeans. I'm gonna be singing Sir Mix-a-Lot for the rest of the night, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
My anaconda don't want none unless you got
All right,
buns, hon.
Since we're doing this, just before
Booty of the week. Man, we get kicked out of the community.
That's Bob speaking Japanese, by the way, guys.
What?
An ad just played, and I'm sure they heard it. It was like a Japanese
Oh,
person talking, and I thought it was Bob. That was Bob's true Japanese. If we're gonna talk about music real quick, I actually want you to listen to that song real quick and listen to that.
This song?
Yeah, that is off the album that I said is the greatest of 2019. Guys, guarantee right now he's gonna go, maybe, that's all right. I just have a feeling, but I want him to hear it at least. This is one of the great. I think it's one of the most beautiful songs of the 2000s. To be honest, I think it's great. She's amazing. I'll let you guys also if you guys wanna.
This is 4 minutes long.
It is. It's not that long of a song. If you want, I can pull up "Dogs" by Pink Floyd, which is like 21 minutes long. If you guys want to listen to that song, it's right there. I think it's worth a listen. I think it's. I'm on a forum called the Best Albums of All Time. It's a huge internet forum, and a couple people were discussing how they think this is the best, possibly the best album of the 2000s, 2019 years. Excuse me, not the 2000s, because.
I got good trains and I cannot lie. Your RMC can't deny. That's a better version of it. Intimate versus RMC. James is saying in his head in shame. I don't know. This isn't my style of music, James. It's like it's not bad. Pretty much exactly what you thought I was gonna say.
I knew what you were gonna say. I just know. I just know. I just know you too well now. I just know your response. I honest to God, I called what you were gonna say the other day in one of the chats. Somebody said something, and I'm like, he's either gonna. I said, there's two responses he's gonna have here. He's either gonna say that he was right and that the first person was wrong, or he's gonna say it's interesting. And you said it was very interesting, and I was like, oh my God, I nailed it. I was like, I wish Timmy was there somewhere. I would have been like, he's gonna say it's interesting. It's gonna say it's interesting, and then you said very interesting, and then ... and I was like, oh my God, I nailed the exact response there. I was so proud of myself. I think that is. I messed up.
That's usually what I say when it's like, huh? Like, I have to think about that. Like that's something I haven't heard, or I have to reassess. Like, I don't know. That's usually what I say is like interesting. Oh, that's true. I've never been on X2, so I don't know. But like, that's kind of interesting. That's an interesting point. I guess. Doesn't Rip Ride Rocket kind of do the same thing? Can't you play pop music and Rip Ride Rocket?
Yeah, I think there's a certain amount of songs now that you can pick from. I don't think it's like any type of song or any song you want. But to my point, what I was trying to say when you said that that's not my genre of music, that's what I'm trying to get away from for me, because I've been saying that for so long, and I actually want to. I can't call myself a musical expert and then not listen to every genre of music. So I'm going to begin listening to almost every genre. I'm going to start listening to everything, regardless of what. Like, I'm going to start listening to some modern country, even though that sounds awful to me. I mean, regardless of whether or not I like it, I want to listen to it and experience it and know it.
If you say so, James.
Hey, I listened to this. I was not at all planning on listening to that album, and that just opened me up. I'm like, I'm going to start listening to more modern, and I'm just going to start listening to everything. I'm going to start listening to metal. I'm going to start, I'm going to start listening to like Screamo. I hate Screamo right now, but maybe I'll, oh God. I have friends that like Screamo, and I don't know.
Yes. Truer words have not been spoken, Murph.
Smurf. Did you just call him
Spoken.
Smurf?
No, I said Murph.
You said Smurf. Can we replay that, guys?
I didn't mean to. If I
I'm almost
did,
100% confident you just said true words have not been spoken, Smurf. Papa Smurf.
I don't know.
All right, guys, please.
There's like I have like 6
sorry.
YouTube tabs open.
All right. What
Can't
did we
hear you,
talk about,
Jim.
guys?
La 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 la
I mean, it's 10
la
o'clock.
la
We're
la
an
la
hour
la
behind.
la 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 la.
Is Peanuts, is Snoopy, are the Smurfs a better theme than Peanuts? Go.
They're less relevant than the Peanuts.
I don't know. The Smurfs had 3 movies that just came out a couple years ago. Real big movies, too. Not.
Really?
Yeah, you never saw the Smurf movies?
It's been more than a couple years ago.
No. I mean, the past 10 years, they had like 3 huge movies come out. 2011,
10 years is more than
2013, and 2017. 3 movies that came out.
More than 2017. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Peanut Smurf collab.
Freaking Neil
There we
Patrick
go.
Harris was in them, too, so.
Yeah, but he's better in Coaster Radio.
Katy Perry was there.
She's better on American Idol.
I don't think she's on American. I don't think she's on American.
Oh no! We're not
George
going
Lopez.
there. We're not
George
going
Lopez
there.
was there. He's in that movie, so.
I like
No, we're not going. That's one of the. No.
James just looked at the chat.
I'm gonna block him. I'm just kidding. Smurf is getting blocked. Oh.
Oh God, no!
Guys, we're gonna have to end the live stream here in a second. You guys are supposed to help us get reconnected with the coaster side of things, and you're not helping now. We asked you guys to answer the simple question of what is the best decade, and we're on Baby Shark now. Not in terms of coasters either, but it's too late. It's too late. You guys can't answer it now because we gotta get back to reality. Snap! There goes gravity. I'm just kidding. That's another. You don't know that song, huh, do you?
But I missed it.
I said we got to get back to reality. Snap! There goes gravity. Come on, Bob.
I know it. I just can't place it.
That's Eminem.
Yeah.
Snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Oh. Yeah, that's it.
That would actually be a good name for a kiddie coaster at SeaWorld. Baby Shark.
No, it wouldn't. It really wouldn't. I'm a little confused there. I got to get some of the more advanced statistics, by the way, because Mike was talking about it on his show last week. And he was like, yeah, I can see like when people listen and like what portion of the show they're listening to mainly and when they stop listening. All I can see is like who downloads when. That's it. That's the extent of it. God.
Well, that's one of the things with RSS feeds. Like Coaster Radio, I download RSS from RSS. He doesn't know when, like, what parts of the show I listen to. There's no way of knowing. Nothing reports back.
Yeah, I know.
But like if I listen on Spotify or I listen on Pandora or like those apps report back.
Yeah, exactly. Or like TuneIn or Stitcher or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
But mainly people listen to them on those apps. Some people download them, but I think the majority listen to them on those apps.
Parents would go crazy. Problem is they have the SeaWorld license. So, or SeaWorld has the SeaWorld.
The only people that listen to that song are old middle-aged women. So, Baby Shark, I swear to God, I went to my friend's house and his mom was having like a get-together upstairs and they were literally listening to that song. And I was like, oh my God. They're listening to Baby Shark up there. Guys, what are we going to talk about? Honestly, you want to do those funny comments, Bob? That sounds like kind of fun. I'm kind of in that funny comedical mood, and I can't think of anything else. It's been an hour. What are we doing? Are we doing the Yahoo or the TripAdvisor ones, or are we doing the
Reddit? Let's do the interesting news on Reddit. Oh my God, there's a coaster cart coming to Pigeon Forge.
So we're not doing the Google reviews. Was this brand new? When is this? Oh my! I literally was there. I literally was at this park. I've been here, so I literally was right next to them building this. So I know, yeah. I didn't know this was a new type of ride, though. Yep, they were building it when I was there too. Because me and Timmy rode that inverted mountain coaster that's right above it. Do you see that in the pictures there?
I already closed it, but I believe you.
And that it was like it was like you had to shoot the targets and it was going really slow because you have to like shoot the target. It wasn't like a fun mountain coaster. I was kind of disappointed. But
oh, yeah.
A lot of brakes.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Let's see if Six Flags America has any rides yet. Nope.
Are we doing the comment? We're going to do the comments on. I don't even know.
Why don't we just talk? Just talk about crap.
No.
So if you guys look at the link I just posted right now, apparently Six Flags America has no rides anymore. They're all gone.
If we just talk, it'll just be you talking because that's what always seems to happen.
You could be there to say, "Shut up, Bob."
Yep.
2021 is going to be a really good year for coasters, but I think it's going to be our last good year for coasters for a while. Unfortunately. I think we can talk. Let's talk about the 20s, and then if we go off topic, we go off topic.
I don't really have a stance on that.
Well, then just, I don't know. Just argue with me. Say I'm wrong.
Well, I think you're wrong, but I don't really know. I mean, I don't think it's going to be like the rise of independent parks, really. I just think it's going to be a decline of new rides. I think there'll be some from major chains. I think you're overestimating how... I mean, I think this pandemic really hurt, but I don't think it's going to be as, like... as empty, filled of the next couple of years as I think you think might happen. I think we're gonna see a lot of new rides still. It's not gonna be the same quantity, but it's gonna be. I mean, it's gonna be like 2017 when we had like Mystic Timbers and Invader. Like those are the two big rides of the year. It's gonna be like things like that. I think like one or two chain parks will have some pretty cool rides.
Yeah, but it's not going to be much.
Yeah, but 2018 was still a good year. I don't think it's gonna like ruin the coaster world or anything. I don't think it's gonna be like, what's going on? There's no new rides.
See, you have stuff to say.
Yeah, but then you'll come on for like 40 minutes and talk about how I'm wrong and how you have statistics and analytics to prove.
No, I don't.
James, you don't understand. I just can feel it. Why not the comments? I think the comments are funny. The terrible King's Dominion comments.
Yeah, we'll do less popular Reddit news. That's what we'll do.
What
It'll
about
be
the
a new segment.
TripAdvisor comments too?
You want to do that again? I don't know. I kind of feel like ripping on Reddit people.
I don't even know where to look for that stuff. I don't know where all that stuff's at. So
Oh, it's just mixed in everywhere. It's just all the links that I don't
really want to
click.
do. I feel like I don't really. I mean, not that many. Not all the enthusiasts are on Reddit either. So I don't want it to be like. I feel like we talk about Reddit quite a bit. Sometimes people that aren't on Reddit might be like, "What?" Because I mean, we get all our news from there. We talk about it a lot, and we rag on Reddit quite a bit. Reddit.
Oh, really? We don't really talk about it that much. I don't think. Cam likes Reddit slander, apparently.
He likes what?
All right, you want to do stupid reviews? Is that what I'm hearing?
I don't know. I mean, I don't really want to do it.
We need to do something because I do have work tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, stupid reviews then.
What park?
I'm doing King's Dominion right now, and the employees at King's Dominion are very rude and disrespectful. I was riding one ride in the Dominator, and I had a bad experience. They forced me to rent a locker in order to get on one of the rides. So I left my bag with my friend and brought my cell phone with me, and I needed to bring it to me as I needed some business to conduct as I waited in line. As I was getting ready to ride, I was going to leave my phone with one of the employees. The supervisor of the ride was extremely rude. He refused to let me leave my phone by the Gatorade stand, and he started berating me and yelling at me. He was screaming that it must be in a pockets and that I don't have any pockets in my outfit. I felt really uncomfortable with his behavior. So they're just ragging on the locker policy. I think it's wrong that they force you to put your belongings in a locker prior to riding, and then you have to stand in the line without anything. They should have bins at the rides like all the others, and I don't understand why they don't. The food here is overpriced.
That's correct.
I know, it's just funny though. Like even the general public are noticing like this sucks. It's awful. None of the water rides open until 12. None of the staff knew what time they opened. Food is horrible, and the park is expensive. I like King's Dominion. Do you want to do King's Dominion? We can do a couple parks if you want.
No, I don't know. We need more time. This is tough to go through. I feel like we need more time to plan this one out.
But we don't need time to scroll through Reddit and find stupid people.
No, not as much.
I feel like if we do something solely in Reddit, though, I mean, TripAdvisor, everyone can get on, even if you don't have an account or something. Reddit's something you have to like.
Everybody can get on Reddit too.
You have to have an account, though.
No, you don't.
I'm pretty. Last time I tried to get on Reddit without having an account, it said you need to create an account, and so I created like another one because it wasn't letting me log into my Coaster Talk one.
You don't. You don't need one.
All right. Well.
Because I do it in.
I just feel like I don't know. It's more like isolated That's just my belief. Like, I don't know if anyone else feels that way. If you guys in the chat want to tune in on this is a good point where you guys could tune in and say something if you think that's true. I just feel like Reddit's kind of an isolated social media platform that not a lot of people have access to or really understand it.
I don't think that. I don't know. This is kind of tough because the problem is most of the TripAdvisor things are actually accurate. It just so happened that we got lucky because we happened to be playing around on it and ran across some of this. But like I'm going through Kennywood right now, and like everything's like, there's nothing really funny. There's just
This is funny. When an employee calls you fat in front of your two young kids, that is wrong. That's pretty funny. I have a hard time believing she just straight up said you're fat. Hey, I had 3 tests yesterday, and I had a quiz today, and I have a quiz tomorrow as well. So I understand the school pain. What? Someone about Kingsman said something about the safari park. That's not even there anymore. It said rides. I swear, who writes these? I feel like people on TripAdvisor are illiterate. Rides are keep breaking down while we are waiting online for hours. Not to mention safari park. What? How did they get to Lion Country Safari? Non-existent.
I don't know. Like none of those I found really funny. And I haven't found any funny ones from Kennywood. I mean, they're all just like accurate.
I don't find a lot of the things on Reddit funny either that I'm looking at. So
it doesn't have to be funny. The funny thing is just the like reporting on like the stupid things that like the non-important things that people post.
I feel like that's I don't know. I feel like that's kind of filler.
That's exactly what we're trying to do. We don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, but I feel like that
trying.
blatantly says filler. I like if the entire half of the episode is talking about stupid people on Reddit. That's like the definition of filler. Like if we found something else to talk about, it wouldn't seem filler. Technically, everything's filler. Technically, we're always trying to fill time on a podcast. But I'm talking about this is like the definition. Like literally scrolling through, like it's worse than the RCDB thing. Where we literally...
I'm sorry, guys.
I know it was pretty loud for me too. I thought it might be loud for you guys, but.
I mean, but like that's what we're trying to do. I don't know. Give me. I don't know. I can't find any funny on TripAdvisor. I don't know. Give me something.
I'm not even on TripAdvisor anymore. I don't really want to do that either, to be honest. I said I'm not even on TripAdvisor anymore. I don't really want to do that either. But I don't know if going through Reddit is even better. I mean, it's like going through Instagram, like scrolling through Instagram and just talking about random things. Like this just doesn't.
I agree. I mean, I don't know what else to. I don't know. I don't know. You shot down the 20s thing, so there's that's the only thing. That's the only thing I could think of is like, you know, if thoughts about the 20s, what we think's going to be ahead. What is
like, you should have an ear raids. I should have foretold you guys. I knew that was coming. As soon as I said it, I'm like, oh my god, he's gonna. I think I might. I'm gonna go back and watch that. I think I might even face palmed right when I said the word filler. All right. Screw it.
My brain's just not working. I don't know.
You
I
say that
cannot
every
think.
week. Every week.
It
Every
doesn't
week we-
work.
Every
All
week
that
we say
stuff.
that. So it never works pretty much then.
It doesn't. Not on Thursday nights. It never works on Thursday nights.
We got to fix that. All right. What's the weekly poll then?
Weekly poll. Oh my god. Oh.
Scream warning detected. I'm just kidding.
I agree with that. They do look really cool.
This is amazing.
I don't think we've ever had this much trouble coming up with a show plan.
No, this is it. This is the top dog right here. That's because we were talking about big booties for like 30 minutes though.
When we were doing that because we couldn't think of anything for the show. Well, I don't know. Do you want to do an open-ended poll? What's your coaster Christmas wish? And just leave it open-ended for whatever they want to say? Oh, that's actually a good one. If we want to stick with the 20s thing and adapt on what Greg said,
Booting on everything.
what coaster manufacturer do you think the standout will be in the 20s?
Yeah, could do that. I think it would be good actually to leave it off. Like, I mean, we're not gonna since we're not doing an episode next week, correct? I would do one,
Yeah,
but
probably not.
you don't want to, right?
Well,
Christmas
it's Christmas Eve. Yeah, I definitely can't do it Christmas Eve.
Boo! Bah humbug.
I mean, Christmas in my family, Christmas Eve is like big. Well, I still have no idea what my family's even doing this year. So, but usually Christmas Eve is bigger than like Christmas Day in some ways.
Yeah, I mean, Christmas Eve normally we get together at my dad's house for my dad's stuff. So and we do the whole gift exchange thing.
It's something Snoopy themed.
I'm gonna be like,
oh,
I'm gonna be like
stocks
asleep.
were
I'm gonna
early
fall asleep
birds.
by the time we start the show.
Yeah, me too. Let's just do that coaster manufacturer thing because I can't think of anything else.
Unless we're not doing, if we're not doing an episode next week, I think it'd be good to do Christmas thing. But or I guess even if we do one, we could do that.
Or do the Christmas thing. Yeah, the Christmas thing works. They have 2 weeks to answer it.
It's not really a weekly poll then.
It's a bi-weekly poll.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is our last episode of the year.
Yeah. Sad.
Oh,
No, it's not.
well,
No, it's not.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for release dates, yeah.
Yeah, release date wise, recording wise now.
Are we actually gonna do record on New Year's?
We're not missing 3 weeks.
I'm not saying miss, but like, do you really want to do it on New Year's Eve?
Well,
I still don't even know what's going on for New Year's Eve.
My mom is planning on doing something at the house with all. She was gonna invite all you guys, so. And I was like, I don't know about that, but she's mentioned that a couple of times, so I don't really know what's. She hasn't said anything to anybody, and I don't really know if you guys want to do that, but. I don't know. We'll talk about New Year's Eve, but we can't miss. So regardless, we'll have a show that week.
Yeah, but it'll still be even so it'll be the last. It's the last episode of the year because the release date will be next. Yeah, so this is
recording next week.
Next week. Well, yeah, I don't.
We could record on like Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah, the problem is what's gonna. Oh shoot! I never emailed customers. The problem is like this. A lot of times, like right before Christmas, I get bombed with tickets because everybody's like, "Oh my God, Bob's leaving for a week and a half. We need to or a week. We need to have him do all this stuff." Monday and Tuesday, I can't commit to something. I might be able to record, but I can't commit to it.
Wednesday? I got you on air, Bob. I'm just kidding.
Well, the thing with Wednesday is my plan is to drive to Pennsylvania on Wednesday. But I'm also waiting for Christmas presents to arrive, so...
But the thing is, also, I'm going to be off of school, so I can record during any time of day now. On Wednesday as well. So if you leave later in the day, we could even record like in the morning.
Yeah, that's possible. So is this going to be our last live look of the year? Do you think?
We can do one on if we do Wednesday morning. I don't really see any reason we can't. And we'll do one on the 31st, or actually, I don't know. Whenever we record that week, we'll do one as well. So now.
Let's take next week off if you're okay doing that. Cuz I'm going to the week before Christmas, I'm I'm all over the place. I'm all scattered and like trying to catch up and stuff, and like I don't want to like have it down and like be stuck.
I could have Timmy come on.
Yeah, maybe. I just know
I like missing. I mean, we just missed a while for like 2 weeks too.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, if Timmy can do it, I'd say go for it. I just don't want to commit to, like, I don't want to say like, oh, we'll do this and like have something go horribly wrong, because it seems like every single year before Christmas, my schedule gets thrown all out of whack because somebody drops something on me. Something happens, like something crazy, like, you know, it's like I'm supposed to be driving and I'm still wrapping presents because I got pushed back and stuff.
I could just do an off-topic by myself about music.
Do that.
I'm just kidding. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't really want to miss next week, though. We'll figure it out. Let's do the show for this week, though.
Yep.
All right, 10:30, and we are getting ready to go.
Oh, my God.
Testing audio.
Oh, my God.
Hello, testing. I'm James, and this is Kosher Talk Podcast, episode number 102.
And yeah.
Hello,
same
testing.
Thing. Ditto what he said. Where's my... Oh, wait. I need to turn my...
Welcome to Kosher Talk Podcast, episode number 75. Blah.
75.
You wish.
All right.
Hello, I'm testing my audio for Coaster Talk Podcast episode 102. This is when I get really loud, and this is when I'm very quiet.
And this is when I get really loud. And this is when I'm quiet. Quiet. See,
Which is very
that's
rare. Hello, I'm testing my
I
audio.
still don't. I don't
Two.
understand why my
This is
mic
when I get
has
really
been,
loud, and this is when I'm very quiet.
like clipping weird. Hold on. I'm gonna switch. Just fair warning. I might get really loud. I apologize if I do.
Oh boy, I'll turn it down real quick just in case.
Testing. Yeah, that is loud. But all right, testing again. Testing. This is when I get really loud. See, yeah, it doesn't clip. I'm gonna have to do this. Okay.
It's amazing. to me
Testing
that,
audio.
every week I watch Coaster Radio go live. They go straight to it. They are live and they go right to the podcast, and we sit here for an hour and a half.
That's because they are professionals.
Exactly. I try to be. I try to be.
Yeah,
And
but
we fail.
it's not just that. It's I mean, they're like I mean, Mike is in the radio industry, so
Now he's in the TV producing industry.
okay. Similar. All right, this is a test of normal talking. This is talking a little bit louder. Yeah, so I don't know if analog's better than digital or not. I really don't know. Testing. Now I'm really quiet. Testing. All right, guys, is this really loud to you in comparison to how I was? Does it sound like I'm like distorted or just loud? What's it sound like to you? Just loud but not distorted? All right. James, I think I'm going with this. Can you turn my volume down for them a little bit?
You're not really that much louder, so.
They said I'm a little loud.
All right, I turned you down.
All right. So how's this? Does this sound good to you guys? I mean, my audio looks better. It doesn't look as clipped. If I do audio, I just saw Merv's comment. I'm a professional about putting good comments on live streams. I like that. That's actually really good. I like that a lot. All right, I am sticking with that. Let me check my hard drive space just to be sure. Think I'm good there. All right. James, I think we're ready.
Do you really want me to take that seriously now? I think we're good to go now, James. I think we're set for the show.
That's true. Where is Pam?
She's with my mom in Virginia Beach.
Is she really?
Yeah. Missing the show yet again.
757 gang.
Indeed. My cousin just got signed to William and Mary. He's playing at Ocean Lakes High School. If you guys know that. 757 talking about that. I just thought of that for some reason because
My friend actually owns 757.org.
that's cool.
Random, whatever.
Well, I mean, I was random to say. That's
true.
It happened last night, but still, not really in any context. What the heck is 757.org? This is the worst website ever.
It's not. Oh, it's a.
It's a what? Looks like code.
It actually tells you what it is.
Ah, I did not read that.
This website is like kind of what the internet used to be like.
I've seen websites like this before, yeah.
GeoCities. Do you even know what GeoCities is? I'm curious.
Me?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
I didn't think so. That was the first place that you could do your have your own website. There was no social media, so the extent of your presence on the web was having your own homepage.
Gotcha.
Which is actually, I've given you the link of my coaster list, right?
Yeah.
That's actually an extension of what my website used to be. That, it's literally a page from what my website used to be.
All right, Bob. Let's stop talking about that. And let's talk about some coasters because we've yet to do that. And we're going to get on a whole tangent about the internet here in a second. And
Let's do it. All right. Ready?
Yeah.
3, 2.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Coaster Talk Podcast, episode number 102. It's December 17th, 2020. I'm James Barber.
It's not December 17th.
It's not, no.
I mean, it is, but it's not.
I put December 2017 instead of the 20th. I've been doing pretty good with the date here for a while, so that was the first time in a couple months we've had anything with the date.
Well, it has to be 3 times, so this one can't go right.
Hey, last week we started and we didn't even have any issues, so.
I know, but it's either we go right into it or it takes 3 tries. I don't know. All right. 3, 2.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Coaster Talk Podcast. My name is James Barber.
And I'm Bob Mertz.
All right, sorry. I threw you off there.
I told you.
You messed up that time. That wasn't me, though. You were like,
I didn't.
That's why I stopped, is because you were like, I thought you were going to be like, oh, what? I wasn't ready or whatever. Oh, Bob, you're killing me. You're killing
3,
me, Smalls.
2.
Wait, hold up. Something's taking forever to load. Okay. All right, here we go.
3, 2.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Coaster Talk Podcast. This is episode number 102 of the show. It is December 20th, 2020. I'm James.
And I'm Bob.
And you're listening to your source, Everything Roller Coasters. Welcome back, guys. Another week of coaster content, and we're starting off with quite a story. We talked a little bit about, I think last week, Intamin and how they kind of borrowed some ideas from other manufacturers, and that seems to be in play again this week with a water slide company, ProSlide, actually suing Whitewater West over what they claim to be a stolen patent for a slide, specifically a saucer slide. I don't know. This is interesting stuff here. It's pretty in depth. They're filing it, I think, with a Florida court, and it is going to be. I think they want all revenue from the money that was gained from these projects. So yeah, it's pretty deep. They're very upset with this.
This is depressing. There's a couple ways of looking at this. And I think that, some of my angle is kind of like, I kind of look at it through the eyes of somebody who is in the tech industry and has witnessed a lot of this type of stuff go on and how it's kind of hurt some innovation at times. Like you mentioned, the Intamin thing, this happens in this industry all the time. Somebody comes up with a great idea, somebody else adapts it. Mm-hmm. And somebody else adapts it, everybody kind of like thrives off of each other's inventions. Mm-hmm. And nobody has ever really taken the stance of like, I'm sure when it happens, I'm sure like no manufacturer has come up with a great idea is like, oh, I'm so happy that somebody stole my idea. I'm sure
Yay,
that's not
thank you.
the feeling that they're having. But, there's a recognition that, well, this is, now I just need to come up with something else new. And it seems like with ProSlide taking this angle of it, it's almost like, hey, you know what? Forget about innovation. Let's just sue our competitors and make money that way. Like, we'll make profits off of their inventions. Yeah. Not that I condone stealing other people's ideas, but at the same time, it's like when you do this and you have, ProSlide's not hurting. They've been doing installations. It's not like this has impacted their business. So what I just don't understand. Now I will give an asterisk. There may be something else here that we don't know about that may completely change us.
Yeah.
We don't have the whole story to say whether this is good or bad. We don't know that for sure. But for me, this is just a scary thing. This is kind of like, this makes me look at ProSlide very differently. And I don't like seeing this. And that's in no way saying, oh, I completely condone what Whitewater West did or you didn't do or whatever. Like, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying this is just kind of like a sore, I don't know. It could really hurt innovation, especially if this becomes a trend. If we start seeing this in the industry more, it's really going to hurt innovation, because then people are going to be afraid of like, oh, well, if I do this, I like this idea, but like, am I stepping on somebody else's toes? Maybe I shouldn't do this because I don't want to get sued for it. So I'm just not going to do it. It hurts. There's a chilling effect that can spread, and we don't want to see that happen.
Yeah, and I've used this example. I think even when we talked about Intamin, as much as I think it's ironic that they're not stealing, but borrowing concepts from other manufacturers. I don't want to say steal because I don't really think of it that way. It's the same thing as when you go walk down the grocery aisle and you see Cinnamon Toast Crunch, you see Cinnamon Toasted Squares, you see Life Cinnamon cereal. Like, there's all these different variations of the exact same cereal. That's just how.
Right. Those are the exact same thing.
Exactly. Those aren't even different. Those are. And you don't see them suing each other. They understand that you can't copyright cereal. You can't copyright. Look at, for an example in our industry, look at the Titan track now. That is literally RMC's thing. Like, they designed the track that was going to go on existing wooden coaster, and they were going to innovate and make it steel coaster and make it have inversions and make it do all that. And that's exactly what GCI is doing now with the Titan track.
And Fred Grubb's reaction was like and I think it was I listened to too many podcasts now. Was it our podcast?
It was our podcast, yeah. I believe so.
And Fred Grubb's whole reaction was he just laughed about it. Like, he's not suing them. He just like, okay, that's funny. You guys do it. Like, we went fine. If you can pull it off, whatever. You know, we have our Raptor track now. You know, it's like that's kind of like the hey, you know, you're not hurting us. Go ahead, try it, whatever.
And the biggest situational irony out of this whole thing, in my opinion, is that Pro Slides originally actually stole a design, or not really stole again, because I think they all play, you know, innovating each other.
Yeah.
They all kind of take inspiration from each other, but similar situations transpired between Whitewater West and Pro Slide, where actually I think it was Whitewater who did an Aqua Loop coaster, which is basically a drop slide attraction, and Pro Slide now produces that exact same model too, but Whitewater was the first company to do it. So they're literally doing the exact same thing to Whitewater West with the drop slide mechanism. You have that like floor that you stand in, and then they shut the metal, the glass door on you, and then the floor drops out from underneath you. That was originally Whitewater West's concept, and then Pro Slides is now doing it. So it's just, there's a lot of situational irony in this.
There's something weird going on here. I mean, we have an issue with patents in this nation as well. And well, that's the other thing. I think aren't both of these companies Canadian companies?
They are. Yes, they are.
That's the other thing. It's funny. Like they're both Canadian companies,
filing
and the lawsuits happening in Florida. I mean, whatever. You know, I just right now from what we see, like I just feel like this is kind of like this is just poor taste, and yeah, I don't know. I don't like it.
Yeah, Pro Slides Vice President David Alexander said in a statement that the technology at issue in this lawsuit is protected by several U.S. patents, which the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office awarded to the Pro Slide company for its innovation in water slide design. Pro Slide takes its intellectual property rights seriously and expects others in the industry to respect those rights. Yeah, I agree. It seems very gotcha, kind of like we can get this money.
This really reminds
off anybody else that can have a similar design.
This, I don't know why, but this like really reminds me of something that happened in like, oh, I'm trying to remember the year. Like I'm gonna guess it was like the 2000s. You know, Windows was like the operating system. Everybody ran Windows. There was nothing else anywhere. Like there were like 2% that were Mac, and that was it. And Microsoft all of a sudden went on this, like it was weird because they weren't like directly doing it, but they put like all these other people up to like suing competitors. And it's kind of funny because whenever that whole thing started is exactly like the time frame that Windows started losing its foothold, and Apple Macs started popping up more and more, and it became more of a mainstream thing. And it's kind of funny because it's like they were trying to beat their competition and knock their competition out, but what they ended up doing was like killing themselves. Mm-hmm. And you know, that's one thing that you start, like if you start focusing on doing this kind of stuff, you focus on litigation, then your focus has to leave actually creating rides and innovating your actual product that causes people to come and use, you know, say, hey, Pro Slide, we want you to come build a ride at our park.
Yeah.
Well, if your focus is now on litigation, people aren't going to, you know, they're going to look at other places like, and even in some of it is like Whitewater West, like, you know, you hear Pro Slide all the time. It just in our circles, you don't really hear the name Whitewater West, but now all of a sudden, guess what Pro Slide just did? They made Whitewater West a name, you know. So now if you know about Pro Slide, now you know about Whitewater West as well. So like there's just all these unintended consequences that can happen when you do stuff like this. And, you know, we'll see how it plays out.
And I think,
like I said,
I think these kind of
maybe
patents, I think these patents are somewhat respectable and understandable to a degree at times. But I mean, like they stated in the article, they called this ride technology, and I mean, it's a slide complex. Like it's not all like if they were literally using like the exact
some kid with a garden hose and a sliding board. Like,
yeah,
did that kid get his royalties? I mean, like,
yeah, This isn't like like if they were utilizing like really cool magnetic systems, and then like maybe Whitewater West came in and like looked at the actual blueprints of that and like stole that concept for the actual mechanisms that control the ride. It was like something like that. And that's where it starts to get like, okay, you're stealing like the actual bones of this attraction. Like you're stealing everything that makes this ride what it is. But they're literally just stealing not even stealing, borrowing the concept of, I think what is it, what are these rides called again? I said it earlier.
Saucer. It's like
Saucer, yeah. They're just stealing. They're utilizing that large like circular layout.
They copied a toilet bowl. They copied a toilet bowl.
Exactly. You can't copyright that. That's just crazy. Like you can't. It doesn't make any sense. That should be something that anyone can utilize. That's just a function of a slide. And it's just, I don't understand. Yeah.
I don't know. It kind of makes me wonder that it kind of makes me feel like there's something seriously wrong at ProSlide.
Maybe
a lot of people quit and now they're like, oh crap, like
maybe
how
they're
are we
really
going to
hurting
do
due
this?
to the pandemic. I mean, I don't know how many water parks are.
I mean,
yeah.
maybe. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but it just screams like we need like help.
Yeah.
We need money.
I would place my bet on this possibly being a consequence of the coronavirus, because I feel that there's probably a chance that they are seeing that there might not be monetary problems right now, but in the future there will be, and that hopefully by doing this and getting, I told everyone as well that what they want from this is they want all of the revenue from all the rides they've built, which is I think is a considerable amount of rides they've built utilizing this technology. They want all of that, and then they also want them to cease the building of these rides. So basically, they want a monopoly on this type of attraction, so that way other parks have to buy it from them. So
well, I mean, and that is also has a high likelihood of putting Whitewater West out of business. And if you do that, well, guess what? Now you have to go to ProSlide.
Exactly.
Like, I mean, no, you don't. But like, it's not like there's a lot of really, really big water slide manufacturers.
Yeah.
I mean, you could call up John Schooley from Slitterbahn and like have him put something together. It might kill a few people, but I mean, I don't know. We'll see how this plays out, but I don't know. This puts a bad taste in my mouth with ProSlide.
All right, we gotta stop real quick. I don't know what's going on with my monitor. Were you seeing that?
No.
Do you see this? Look at me.
Oh, yeah.
It keeps coming off and coming on. I don't know why. And it's freaking me out. I don't know what's going on with this thing.
Actually, while you look at that, I will be right back.
All right, guys. I think I got it fixed, so. How are you guys doing right now? Everyone doing all right? Doing cool? I'm doing good in fantasy football right now, so I'm pretty hyped, but
All right, I'm back. Did you fix it?
Yeah, I think I got it. We'll see though. Can you go to this website you sent me, the Bloomberg website? Can you,
Which one?
The Netherlands imposing strict 5-week shutdown.
The one I sent. Oh, the one on the. Yeah. All right.
Is it doing this weird line thing too for you? On the right side,
What line thing?
where all those lines are. You see like the lines underneath PlayStation 5 or whatever. I don't even know what you see. Where it says like most read. On the right side,
Yeah.
mine has like lines glitching.
It disappears.
What?
As soon as I start scrolling, that disappears.
On mine, it follows it all the way down. But like on the right side, it has like really weird lines on mine. And they're like glitchy too. They look like they're glitchy. I can't. It's not the monitor though. I keep thinking it's the monitor, but it's not on any other website. Like every other website I go on, it's fine except that one.
Well, that website loads. It may be a Shockwave Flash issue because there's a video that loads there. We need to wait a minute to start recording because there's a train. I think that they usually do that every year, Murph. Depending on who's there in the whatever, like the Super Bowl or World Series or whatever. Like if it's a city close to a park, they'll bet the other one.
Oh my god.
Cedar Fair really gets into it though. They actually print their own like decals and stuff. Like when they did Top Thrill Cubster, they actually like rewrapped the whole trains and stuff, which was that was kind of cool. Six Flags just like tapes up a sign.
Oh boy.
What?
Now
Is the world collapsing?
Now my monitor's like, it's like stretched everything out. Damn, not me to do that.
Are there teams that really?
I don't know what to do. My monitor's like stretched
What
out.
teams would KD and BGW do though?
Do you have any advice, Bob?
Red
monitor,
Linux.
It's stretching out. Oh, there we go. Never mind, it's back to normal. The lines are still there though. Oh god, they're killing me. I'm gonna have to. You're gonna have to read. I guess we're not really reading this. Are we reading this article really? Not really. We're just that was just kind of.
No. It's just a source.
All right.
Oh, college football. Usually they only do it for like pro football, I think. I don't think I've ever seen Parks do it for college. Isn't UVA
A proper penguin. Were you asking what is fantasy football, or were you asking fantasy football? I don't know. That was the original reply because I said something about fantasy football. So. What were you saying, Bob?
there are no Redskins. There is the Washington football team. But that's like
Did you see that there was the guy on ESPN was like, he kept saying the Redskins and they were like, no, the football team. He's like, oh, the football team, yeah. So, like he kept saying Redskins. I have 2 fantasy football teams.
UVA is that Richmond? Or is that's Charlottesville or Harrisonburg?
UVA is Charlottesville. Harrisonburg is JMU. And VT is Blacksburg.
Yeah, so none of those really fit the KD BGW Marcus,
You could do like VCU for Richmond and then like
we
William.
totally did a Drunk Riders pre-show.
Oh wait, yes. What Big Murph said. You could do like William and Mary versus VCU. Oh hey Marcus. Yeah, UVA and Virginia Tech are rivals, but they don't really correlate to any city really.
I
Neither
like
of them
big
are.
butts and I cannot lie. You other brother can't deny.
All right, before we get back on this, let's go. We've only recorded 12 minutes of our show, Marcus. And it's 11 o'clock. Oh my God, we're gonna be up till like 2 in the morning recording the show.
It's gonna suck.
It is gonna suck. Oh my God, my monitor's starting to shut down. What? Why does it do this? It does this like every once in a while. It will do this thing. Oh, it might be because the power cord's not fully all the way in. Hopefully that's it. Nope, it was not because it's doing it still. Fa la 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 la. All right, I'm gonna put my Audacity over here. Have the articles over here.
Talked about booty for an hour.
All right, are you ready?
Sure, why not? Where are we at? What's going on?
I'm gonna transition.
I can't see the code.
I'm gonna transition from the water slide thing because I was talking about the coronavirus anyway. Let me hear what I was talking about. Cease the building of these rides. So basically, they want a monopoly on this attraction.
Well, I talked last, didn't I?
Yeah, I think you did, but I'll just say like, and speaking about COVID-19 and how it's affecting the parks, Netherlands. All right, something like that. Does that sound good to you?
Hold on, I'm listening to what. I mean, I could back it up to where you.
No, that's fine. I think I could just say.
Okay.
What was
All right,
the last
fine,
thing? What was
whatever.
the last thing you said?
I said we'll have to. I said about John Schooley, he might kill a few people, and then I said, we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, and I can just be like, yeah, all right. I'll just say.
And I said it puts a bad taste in my mouth with Pro Slide.
I could say, how about no taste? That's what you get when you have COVID.
There you go. That'll work. That'll work.
All right.
All right. Ready? 3, 2.
No taste. How about no? Goddamn. I don't. All right. Here we go.
Hold on. I got
3, 2. I'm just, 1, 2, 5.
3, 2.
A bad taste in your mouth. How about a no taste in your mouth? That's what you get when you the coronavirus, and that's why the Netherlands is going to be shutting down all activities, including restaurants and retailers, and obviously amusement parks as well. So anyone that was trying to get to Efteling or any of the great Netherland parks, Walibi Holland, Toverland, you're out of luck here because there's going to be a strict 5-week shutdown in the Netherlands.
You'll have to wait till next year. Literally.
Yeah, and you will.
It's actually kind of interesting. I was reading about this. They're actually this lockdown's over Christmas, but they're exempting, I think it was like 3 adult visitors to like your house over like 3 days around Christmas, which was kind of interesting. I thought that was kind of interesting. Like, you know, like they know some people are going to do it, so like let's kind of like put a cap on it. I thought that was kind of.
I would love to see that be even attempted in America.
Oh,
That's
it would never.
crazy. I find that as much as I don't want to get political in here. I think that's kind of absurd, but yeah, it is an interesting concept for sure, and it is something to say the least. But yes,
Yeah. I mean, they've definitely done a better job in most countries of controlling it. So, I mean, I'm not going to argue with them.
Mm. All right. Well, that is happening. People in the Netherlands are going to be pretty heavily affected by, or people trying to go to parks in the Netherlands are going to be heavily affected by this because, again, for 5 weeks straight, there will be another mini quarantine, similar to what we had in the U.S. here for a while as well, where you're not able to go out, you're not able to do anything, and there's going to be a lot of tight restrictions. So, sorry, guys. Sorry to break it to you guys. I know we talked about we have a few listeners in the Netherlands, so any of you listening, we're sorry. You have our condolences. That is, I know probably not what you were hoping to hear as enthusiasts. I know maybe for your public health you're okay with it, but I know the inner enthusiast in you is a little disappointed that you can't go to any more parks.
So we sort of talked about Canada, Canadian companies anyway.
Yeah.
Talked about the Netherlands.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can stay outside of the United States for our whole news segment.
I think we might do it. I think we might.
We might do it.
We have the advantage of already seeing it, but
so let's go to France. I think it's France, right?
Bonjour, Bob.
Bonjour? Yeah, I'm not gonna.
We're not even gonna attempt it, are we? Yes, Nigoland in the France.
Yeah, and if people don't believe us about our speaking, they should have listened to us as we tried to figure out how to pronounce the park. That would have been a second to record.
Yeah. Nigoland Parque des Attractions is unveiling a new Mack water coaster. This is gonna be.
You mean Mack water coaster?
Yeah, I call it Mack. I'm not gonna change my pronunciation of it. I normally try to pronounce things correctly, but I've been calling it Mac for way too long, and I just am not doing it. So, and I kind of don't like those people. There's just those people out there that overemphasize Mock, even though they're American, and I'm like, oh my, that gets on my nerves. So
it is kind of true. Mock.
Yes, because when you listen to them actually say it, it's more like a mock rides. They almost say it with an A too. They say mock, it's like mock, but they're saying it with an O, but they're saying it in a way that the phonetics sound in an A fashion. And then you have people in America going because they want to sound smart, they're like mock, and I'm like, oh my gosh, please stop.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah. So I'm just sticking with Mac and whatever. But yes, they've announced that new attraction. It looks really, really awesome. It's going to be called Krampus Expedition, and if you don't know, Krampus is this mythical monster with what looks like ram's horns and has a creepy face. There's actually a horror movie where Krampus was the evil Santa, I believe. I think I saw that a few years back. I thought it was pretty cool. I think it's kind of funny that this is going to be themed after that monster. And I think it looks like a really fantastic ride. I think they're going to do some really great rock work. They're actually going to have the statue of this mythical figure where the ride's going to be coming out of its mouth. So
a working Yeti?
Yeah, I don't know if it's animatronic, but it is. It's a beautiful rock structure, I believe. At least in the concept art, that's what we can tell. And yeah, it looks really awesome. I honestly was telling Bob this before the show. I wasn't really keen on visiting France. I would love to visit France for the culture and for the roller coasters too. There are some good ones there, no doubt. And there's Disneyland Paris. But honestly, this ride looks so great that I'm like, I kind of want to go to France. It looks really, really good. Yeah. That's how good this thing looks.
Looks like a lot of fun. And it's this really looks like it's going to put coaster in water coaster, because it's doing a lot of crazy maneuvers that I don't think you typically see on a water coaster. So it just, and then, I mean, if you just took the ride itself, it looks fun, but then to put it in this amazing theatrical enclosure,
exactly.
It looks like it's going to be spectacular.
I agree. I think it's over or close to 100 feet tall, which is excellent. And as far as I can tell, there looks to be maybe some sort of dark ride portion, because this thing is listed as being a 4-minute long attraction. So unless they're counting, like, I know these kind of have somewhat slow lift hills, but even then, I don't think that would push it to 4 minutes. I'm imagining that there's going to be some type of dark ride portion that happens before you exit this creature's mouth. And I'm really excited to see what happens in there. Because there is a mid-course break, and I feel like there might be some elements happening in there. Almost like maybe like a little step up from what happens with Escape from Pompeii, where you have fire effects and things falling, hoping that there's maybe something like that, but, a little bit more intricate and more detailed. But nonetheless, I'm hoping that there's something good in there.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a United States park, so it probably will be.
Exactly. That's what I love about this ride, man. I love that the Europeans can do this great theming. I love it. It's in such dark theming, too. Like, no American park would ever theme it to this scary big monster that's killing people, and that would just never be done.
Well, I mean, Universal. Outside of Universal.
Yeah, outside of Universal. Let's exclude the Disney and Universal chains, and yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this looks like a lot of fun. Speaking of a lot of fun, Intamin coasters are a lot of fun.
They are.
And let's go to another country.
Yep. Let's just move around again. Let's keep going. Now we're in Belgium, and we're talking about Conda. At least I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. There's 2 A's at the end, so it might be like Condada. I don't even know. Conda. But yes, this new Intamin Mega Coaster has been teased for a long time. I believe IAAPA 2019 or 2018, we saw footage of it. And now it is finally coming to reality as we have testing and we have the ride fully constructed. And it looks beautiful. It looks fantastic. It looks really good. A lot of people I see on the internet, of course, enthusiasts being enthusiasts, are complaining about the ride's pacing and the speed that it's taking throughout the course.
I don't even understand it.
Nah, yeah.
It looks fast to me. I don't know what they're seeing.
It looks fast at points. I think what many are seeing is there's like this turnaround element. Almost it's like a double helix, at least from what I can recall. I can't really picture it right now, and I don't have the video up, but I believe there's like some sort of maneuver where it did look a little slow. But hey, guys, this was literally the first test of this attraction. So irregardless, even if it was going slow, even if it was going like 2 miles an hour, like, it was the first test. This is not how it's going to run when it's in full motion, when it's a summer day, when it's, people are on it and riding it. This is the first test. So even if it was running slow, which there have been, rides that when they open up run slow, it's just what happens when it's the first ride of it's ever, not even just the first ride of the day. It's the first ride ever.
Well, I mean, and also, like, who says that it has to be fast to be fun? Phoenix goes like 45 miles an hour, and that's a lot of fun. I mean, like,
speed is relative in roller coasters. It just matters how it utilizes the speed. Yeah.
Right. I mean, you can have just like little bunny hills and take them at 30 miles an hour, and
think you're gonna die.
Like, actually, come to think of it, I wonder what. I don't know if anybody. I'm sure somebody knows this, but Magnum's return trip, when it goes over those triangle hills, I wonder how fast it's actually going there.
Yeah, that would be interesting. I would imagine somewhere like the 40s to 50s, maybe.
I don't think it's going 50s. I think it's probably 40s, maybe even 30s.
Maybe.
I mean, I think it probably feels faster than it's going because of the shape of those hills.
And the pain that you're experiencing.
I don't know. It'd be an interesting thing to find out. It'd be an interesting, but my point is like you don't have to have a lot of speed necessarily. But I don't know. I thought it was. I didn't think it looked slow at all. I thought it looked like normal speed that I would expect for the elements it's doing.
Yeah, and exciting also to see an Intamin coaster take this outward banking turn that we haven't been able to see it on Pantheon. Sadly, we would have seen it already. This would have been old news had 2020 not gave us what it gave us and dealt the cards that
had it not
us.
been 2020.
Exactly.
Had 2020 not been 2020, we would have experienced this.
100%. And we actually get the first ever look at an outward bank turn now with this ride because Pantheon has yet to do a test run that we're aware of. They might have done it I don't know, during the off times and no one had been there. There's a small chance that they've done something, but we haven't publicly been able to access any video footage or pictures or anything of any test footage. So this is the first glimpse of this outward banking term, which looks pretty great. So it's good to see that that's in motion here with this ride.
Yeah, I mean, give me any Intamin and I'm happy.
You're good.
Yeah, they haven't really disappointed me yet. So
All right, well, that's about it we got for the attraction news segment of the show. I hope you guys in foreign countries are happy because there was not a lot of American news this week, so pretty much that was all. Yeah, all of it was European or, as we stated earlier, Canadian. So, yeah, we might as well call ourselves Europeans now. We've made it, Bob. We're Guten Tag.
yeah, no, I'm not gonna. No, I'm not. No, not even gonna pretend.
All right, well, let's get over to the second half of the show and talk about what we think 2020 is going to look like. Nope, not 2020. 2020's over. 2020 sucked. It looked awful. Let's get over to.
You want to just
All right, well,
do that
yeah,
without me?
I can do it with or without you. With or without you. With or without you. Oh, yes, I can live. You know who sings that song? That was a 90s song. I believe. It might have been.
Yeah, I like that song.
You know who sings that?
Wait,
I want to see when it came out. 1987, actually. That was the Joshua Tree, yeah, so never mind. That's one of my favorite albums.
I can't think.
You too.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Let me re-record that.
Drunk Riders is talking about Conda too. It's because we're so in sync, Marcus. You and I are just so in sync.
Hey, I was the one that thought about that.
My best European voice? No, I can't. I don't do voices.
All right. So let's move on over to the second half of the show where we're going to talk about what we think the 2020s are going to look like. I should probably say for the amusement industry because that's pretty broad. I'm going to re-record that.
I'd just say 20s.
I'm saying the 2020s. I'm not the 1920s.
Fine. Do it.
All right. Oh, fuck, you're killing me, Bob. So laughing. All right. Let's move on over to the second half of the show where we're going to talk about what we think the future of the 2020s is going to look like for the amusement industry.
There you go.
Thank you very much. Look how I alliterate.
Magnum's still the favorite, number 2 for the favorite still coaster in NAFA.
That doesn't surprise me.
I mean, I love Magnum and it's worthy, but I don't know, that seems kind of high.
NAFA is nothing but old people, though.
Okay.
That is exactly why it is there.
It probably is going to be well, actually, yeah, you don't want to get me on this subject because we're going down a dark path.
Oh my
when
God.
the purge becomes real.
How long is this going to be?
What?
This.
No, I'm not going to go on the tangent.
Okay, good. Because I was about to say, I should probably be eating right about now, so can't be doing too long here. But we do need to make the show somewhat longer because it's only 25 minutes. Whew, oh boy, I'm actually gonna grab something to eat now because this is gonna take a while. I know. So, is that all right? Because then we have the poll too.
All right. Well, then I'll drunk riders the comment. Go for it.
Oh boy.
So the thing I was thinking about the purge is like, it's like all the like, I don't know, the purge is gonna happen, like, but damn it, Marcus, damn it, no. That's gonna be stuck in my head for another week. No, Baby Shark got nothing on Cooking by the Book. Now I got it. Now I got it. There's a 1 hour edition. Of course, we're listening to the psalm. What do you think we're gonna do, James? And wait, here we go. Here's a whole hour of it. Just freaking Little John coming in just makes it so much better. The first comment, finally something useful on the internet. It's awesome. It's a piece of cake to bake a pretty cake. We don't know what's happening tonight, Cam. No idea whatsoever. It's all gone to hell.
We've recorded 25 minutes of the show.
We-
And we've been live for 2.5 hours.
This is it. It's Marcus's fault now. I can't really blame him, I guess, but no, man, I have like
Oh my god.
56 more minutes of Cooking by the
Oh
Book.
my god. You see what they just cheated?
What's that?
Wait, I'm gonna send it to you.
Oh my god. Pam is
Pam will
missing
be
out.
completely lost on what's happening right now.
Yeah, she wouldn't have it. She wouldn't have a clue. Didn't this girl that sings this from Crazy Town actually like do a fundraiser like later, like when she's like older or something?
All I know is the guy, I think, died.
Oh, I don't know anything about Lazy Town outside of Cooking by the Book.
Yeah, the guy, like the, what's his name? Sporticus. I think he died. Well, never mind. There must have been another show. Yeah. He did die. This guy. Stefan Carl Stephenson. Robbie Rotten. I remember he died a couple years ago. Everyone was sad about
Yep,
that.
she did. She wasn't a fundraiser. She did a TikTok.
Oh, God. That's why I don't know about it. How do you know about it?
Oh, what's that?
How do you know about it?
What this?
Mm-hmm.
It's on YouTube. You do need to watch that, James.
What? Oh my God, I'm not doing it.
It's awesome.
Nope. I refuse.
I'm gonna watch it again because
Guys, please just start talking about anything. Just anything.
just start talking about anything.
Just other than Cooking by the Book. Or that show. I literally could care less. It could be anything. Now start talking about booties. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I watch SNL.
I don't watch SNL anymore. I used to. Old SNL is the best though.
What's that? What was that, James?
Old SNL is the best.
I don't know.
70s, 80s, 90s. Even a bit of early. Even early 2000s was good SNL. They kind of suck now though.
No, they're good. I like them now. I mean, they don't know every skit, but there's a lot of good stuff.
I disagree. I don't think Kenan Thompson's that funny. I don't think Kate McKicken. Is that funny?
We don't know what we are anymore. We're having an identity crisis. 2020 got to us.
I'm eating. I have to eat. I haven't eaten in 6 hours, so.
Yeah, James has a like. Oh, it's peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly.
I have a what?
You have a strict eating schedule.
Yeah. Sadly, I have to eat. This is not a choice, really. We play Reese's Puffs. Reese's Puffs. Chocolate, peanut butter, chocolate flavor. Eat 'em up, eat 'em up, eat 'em up, eat 'em up.
Wait, I wonder if they have. Man, there was an old Shockwave Flash. No, nobody's put it in YouTube. Dang it. Peanut
I'm gonna look up
peanut butter
non-copyright.
jelly time. Peanut butter jelly. Do you guys know "End of the World"?
By the song by R.E.M.
No.
You're killing me.
All right.
It's
Here you
the
go.
end of the world as we know it.
This is what I'm talking about.
That's a great song. Oh, is that website? Or
Hmm?
whatever you. I think you sent that to me once. Is that video? Or whatever?
Yeah, Greg knows it. And us. We got 500 more than anybody else, but whatever. Chinese sons of bitches are going down.
I think you sent that to the live chat, or to the group chat once.
What's that?
You sent that to the group chat once. That thing.
WTF, mate? Righto. What's going on, eh? Mars is laughing at us. Some huge meteor is like, well, F that. Fire Z missiles. It's seriously one of the best things that ever happened on the internet. The end of the world shockwave. I wish I could find this.
What?
I don't even know how to describe it. It's just funny.
What you're talking about right now?
Yeah.
I found it.
What? No, not that.
Oh,
No,
I was
no.
gonna
It's
say.
the end of the world. I sent the link to them on YouTube.
No, I thought that's what we were talking about.
No.
You didn't send the link.
Hmm? On YouTube?
You never sent the link. I don't see it on the chat anywhere.
Oh crap. How do I... Yeah, it's there.
I do not see it on either of my. Yeah, they see no link either.
What?
There you guys.
Huh.
There you guys go.
I don't see the link either.
Yeah, I think everyone's heard that. Maybe not. Bobby, you heard of that?
Oh, wait. Do links not post at all?
What?
What does the fox? Oh my God! What does the fox say?
Yeah, I agree with Proper Penguin. Not that song.
Yeah, James. Whatever you posted in the link doesn't work either. So I reloaded the chat, and none of the links are there that I posted. So I guess you guys haven't been getting any of the links that I've
That's why
posted.
at the beginning when we were sending videos of whatever, none of them were responding to our answer. Who was better?
That explains it. Well, that's stupid. You are getting links? Huh. That's interesting.
The links work, just not today. He's saying. Yeah, there might be an issue
Yeah.
with YouTube.
An issue with YouTube? With the week Google's had? Can't imagine it.
Well, it's obviously fixed in your area again because we're doing the Google Doc on the.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
All right, are we ready to go back to podcast mode?
YouTube. So, well, wait, before we do that, did you guys actually see the Cooking by the Book? Do you know what I'm talking about? Cooking by the Book with Little John?
I guess I'm lucky. I've had no issues with any Google related sites or products.
Okay. So, here, search for this
Please don't.
text on YouTube.
I advise you not to, but
I advise you to.
who do you trust more?
No, you don't be lazy.
All right, we're not waiting for him to review this for us, though. So, because we gotta, I have school tomorrow, and it's 12 o'clock. We're gonna be up late anyway. I'm already normally up late. I don't need to be up later than normal. All right, are we ready?
Maybe.
Here we go. 3, 2,
Wait.
1. Hello, everybody, and welcome back from the break. We're talking about what 2022's.
You're by yourself. I wasn't ready. I told you so.
I was kidding. I acknowledge you.
I figured you are, but
How did I figure that you were going to say you figured that I was?
yeah, it's Lazy Town, but it's that specific song and the remix with Little John. Like it's awesome. It's like the Drunk Riders theme song.
Humans and Talking Puppets. Have you ever seen Sesame Street? All right, you ready?
I might be.
We're back, joined by Lazy Town featuring Little John.
We're joined by Chloe Lang.
And John
That
Travolta.
would be. That is her name, right? Chloe Lang. I think that's it.
Yeah. We also got John Travolta and special guest Lauren Allison Stoner. Don't forget Weird Al Yankovic. and Sir Mix-a-Lot as well, and Bill Murray, or Bill Murray.
All right.
All right, you ready?
Should have put Little John on the show. I agree. You ready? 3, 2.
And we're back talking about 2020s now, the decade, 2020s, 2020 to 2029, if you weren't aware of how years work. And sorry, guys,
How
we've been having
decades
quite a
work.
night recording the show, so I'm a little out of it, you might say.
Here's the question I have for you, James. Will the 20s bring us something as good as Cooking by the Book with Chloe
Oh
Lang?
my God. We're not going to even discuss that. Yes, because that is the pure definition of garbage. So yes, if the 2020s bring us anything other than garbage, we will be therefore fulfilled.
This has
that.
been a crazy night. Just to let you guys in on, you that are listening on the podcast have no idea what we've been through tonight. And it started with the YouTube hole that just like sucked me down. And then I don't know, we just went completely off the rails. If you didn't join our live chat, you missed out. Sorry.
You can go back and watch the live streams on our videos if you want. It's like 2.5 hours of us talking nonsense.
Well, that's so far. So far.
Yeah.
And
it's crazy.
the latest thing is
It's crazy.
Drunk Riders got me on the Cooking by the Book thing on our 100th episode, and it got stuck in my head. And of course, Marcus joined our live chat and decided that he was going to just say Cooking by the Book. And all of a sudden it was stuck in my head again. And now it's going to be stuck in my head for another week. So all of you that just looked it up and it's now stuck in your head, you're welcome. And thank Marcus too.
Oh man. And you have no idea the pain that I'm experiencing now because of this.
Because this is all anti-James.
I enjoy good music and music with value and purpose. And this is this is not what I consider that. But talking about the 2020s, talking about what those years will bring for us in regards to the amusement park industry, I honestly have a hypothesis, and that's all this is, really, speculation. Don't use this as a source. Don't say that when Bob gets on a rant about how this is going to be the years independent parks are going to flourish or whatever his argument or stance, not really arguing, but stance may be, don't use this as a source here. I honestly think that it's going to be a little slow here, probably not until 2022, 2023. We're going to start to see a little bit of a slowdown. I don't think we're going to see a full hit on the brakes, meaning I don't think we're not going to see any rides. I don't think we're not going to see any attractions being built, which some people seem to be thinking might happen. I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're still going to see a considerable amount of rides from some parks, especially parks like Disney and Universal that just have a money hole. I mean, I know everyone's going to go, oh, well, Disney and Universal are hit hard by the pandemic as well with their parks. Yes, they are. But if you look, they also increased substantial revenues from their movies and their TV shows that were huge this year because of the pandemic. Everyone was at home watching TV and movies. So I don't think Disney and Universal are at all going to be slowing down building attractions, because they know that in the 2020s coming up, this is when people are going to be like, hey, all of 2020, I was sitting inside of my house. Let's go out and do something new and exciting, and a new ride just opened up at Disney. Oh my God. Like that's I think going to grab a lot of people's attention here. And I think Disney and Universal in particular, but I also think other chains are going to catch on to that. And I think that there's going to be some slowdown in terms of, I don't think we're going to see like we do in 2021 where there's crazy amount of rides being built throughout different chains and different things happening on that aspect. But I think we're still going to see maybe even, I was using 2018 as a reference where we saw like Mystic Timbers and Invader come in, and there weren't really that many coasters. We might see a year or two like that, but I don't think there's ever going to be a substantial drop off where it's like, oh yeah, this is really where the pandemic hit hard because we're getting no rides. I don't think that's really going to happen too much. I think parks are going to be able to rebound pretty quickly, and there might be a little bit of a slowdown, but I'm not foreseeing anything crazy in my view. I could be wrong.
I kind of think, well, I think the slowdown is I think
Yeah,
that's going to
I
happen.
think that's a definite
But
there.
I think it's going to be delayed. I don't think, like, I think maybe 2022 we'll still see it'll be normal because most of the rides, the contracts are in effect before. So,
Yeah,
like,
I'm thinking more 2023,
you know,
2020.
2020, yeah, 2022's rides may already have contracts in place that were signed before the pandemic, and those may go through. 2023, I think, is when we're going to start seeing a slump. But I actually really think that, and this is kind of like a double-edged sword in a sense. The pandemic has definitely hurt independent parks, and there's some independent parks that may not recover, which really sucks. I hope that's not the case. I hope they do all recover. I hope that we don't lose anything. But I also have this I have this feeling that we may actually see. I think there's certain conditions that are kind of playing out that we might see somewhat of a revival of independent parks. And the reason why I say this is even before the pandemic hit, we already saw Cedar Fair starting to talk about how they were going to reduce capex spending, and they went more towards like the Monster Jam stuff and those type of attractions rather than building giant rides that draw people in. Um, so some of that was already in play, and I think it's going to be more so in play after the pandemic, where now the big chains are going to be like so focused on their bottom line, in a sense, protecting themselves, that I think they may reduce even further. And what I think may happen is independent parks they tend not to look at things in the same way as the chain parks. And thank God for that. But I think that independent parks may see this and they may take the stance of like what you said. These people have been cooped up for a year. They want to do stuff like this. There's going to be a revival in an interest of going to parks. And at the same time, they may say, well, look, the chains aren't building their giga coasters that we can't afford. We could actually put some money into an impressive coaster that beats what they're building now and actually draw people in. And I think we might actually see that because they're less afraid to take the risks because they, I think most of them have more of the passion. They're more in tune with what guests want to see and how that progresses. So I think there's a possibility. I mean, obviously we don't know this for sure, but I just think there's a possibility that these, independent parks may see an opportunity and actually take advantage of it, where we see some pretty spectacular rides being built at independent parks while the chain parks build some mediocre rides.
I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. I know this is all
Not
based on gut instinct, but no, I mean, I think that who's going to be hit harder by the pandemic are the independent parks, the people that are going to be more. And I understand you acknowledge that, but I think it's going to continue. I don't think they're going to be available or accessible to these type of rides. Even 2023, 2024, I think they're still going to be kind of regaining and not having that financial ability to purchase those kind of attractions. I just don't see them, like you just said, kind of going with the risk and taking the risk of building these type of rides. Like you just said, it is a bit of a risk sometimes, and you think the independent parks are willing to, but I don't know if they're going to have the financial ability to, or if they think it's a good decision. I don't know if I see that happening. I think actually I see the vice versa happening. And the chain parks that know they have a solid foundation and know that they have some money, SeaWorld I think will probably continue to build. I think Six Flags, I agree that Cedar Fair's business plan seems to be, and they acknowledge, is kind of going towards water parks and not large-scale rides. But I still think Six Flags and and Cedar Fair are going to be building quite a bit of attractions. And I don't know if we're going to, like you said, see Giga Coasters in 2020s at all. I don't know if that's going to be a thing, but I think we're going to see.
That's kind of my
rides.
point, though. It's not so much that independent parks will be spending more on rides. It's that the barrier for entry has lowered, and what they can afford to build is actually potentially some of the best rides that are going to be built in those years. And that's why I think that there's a opportunity for, you know, I mean, you look
But
at
can you
Phoenix
give me
at Knoebels.
somewhat of an example?
Well,
like what
I'm
ride
not
could
sure
an
what you mean
independent
by,
park
like-
that would a ride that a roller coaster an independent park would open that would somehow top something like I just see like maybe Kings Island or not Kings Island, maybe Kings Island in the next 10 years creating another attraction, but like what
let me throw this out there. What's to keep an independent park from going and buying an SNS Axis?
money, financial ability.
Is it though? I
yeah,
mean, I
it's a
could see
limit- it's a
Kentucky
limiting
Kingdom
factor.
doing it. I could see Holiday World doing it. I could
see those.
possibly even see Knoebels doing it.
I could see it happening. I'm not saying I don't think it's going to happen. The thing is,
I mean, and we've
when we
already
say
seen
revival now, to me that means that like they're going to be like the top dogs. Like they're going to basically be the awe of parks. They're just the what everyone is looking at. Independent parks are back. Like they're the biggest thing ever. I don't see that as meaning just they're going to get some new coasters. I don't disagree. I don't think that's not going to happen at all. But
I mean, we already know Dino's Wonder World Park. They're building a custom Vekoma. I mean, this is something
but
that's
it's like a family coaster. That's not really.
We don't know that for sure.
That's what.
But it's something that we've been wanting. I mean, the enthusiasts in the United States have been saying we need more Vekoma stuff. And there's a part the chains have not listened.
Dollywood just opened.
There's
they have a Vekoma coaster as well. They just opened up like 2 years ago.
Why is my brain not working?
Come on, Bob.
Dollywood?
Dollywood. Come on. You've ridden the roller coaster. I'm not even going to tell you the name. I'm going to let you think of it. You've literally been on it. Come on. You can you can do it. Dollywood. This is amazing.
Oh my God.
Bob.
Oh my God.
Gosh.
Like
Dragonflyer. That's a Vekoma.
Oh yes. Oh my God.
Oh man.
Oh my God. I can't believe I missed that.
Oh my gosh.
It's Merlin's Mayhem's cousin.
Exactly. I was like, oh my gosh, we've literally talked about it in conjunction with Merlin's
like
Mayhem.
you said that, and I'm like thinking of all the big rides. I'm like, there's no Vekomas. I totally skipped over Dragonfly.
James is wrong.
But see, I mean, obviously those aren't the rides I'm talking about, but I think those are examples of how you can actually take a lower cost ride and make it something that could be more thrilling.
So if you're saying revitalization, though, in the fact that you think an independent park might build an attraction that outweighs the competitors in the chains, I can't disagree with that. I think that's pretty reasonable. I mean, Voyage was built in 2006, and that like countered pretty much everything that was built that year. I think independent parks are capable of doing that kind of thing. I don't think
that's basically what I'm saying.
Revitalization,
the conditions
in my mind,
are right for that.
For some reason, I pictured you thinking like independent parks are just going to be like they're going to just be this big thing now. Like everyone's going to independent. Like somehow I just imagine that instead of like. I totally agree that there's going to be some rides, but I was imagining like for some reason like 1920 is like building new parks and like more independent parks are being built and stuff like that. That's
No. What I'm saying is I think we could see the independent parks be
a little bit more involved in the industry.
More noticed.
Yeah, a little bit more like involved or noticed.
I mean, there's still I mean, I'm from Pennsylvania. I still know people that live in Pennsylvania that don't know about Knoebels.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Knoebels may find that one ride that like puts them on the map outside of the people that like know well, I mean, at this point, it's now people like friends of coaster enthusiasts now know about Knoebels.
Yeah.
Outside of the local area. I mean, they're getting real well known, but I mean, they're, you could have a situation where, even the general public starts noticing, like, we haven't really seen a lot of coasters out, like major attractions out of like Cedar Point, Kennywood, like staying in the local area, and all of a sudden Knoebels is like, boom, here you go, and the media eats it up because, oh my God, like this is the first insert record here, whatever coaster, like the first one in 5 years. The media eats it up, and people are like, what's this Knoebels? Like, it's in Pennsylvania. It's not that far from me. Like, oh, let's go. Let's check this out. And like those types of things. I think we might start seeing more of that scenario where people were paying more attention to them because they're able to build something better. Like I said, not a giga coaster necessarily, but something better than what the chain parks are building. The one caveat is SeaWorld, but they're just going to build themselves into bankruptcy, I think. So,
well, yeah, but I still think there's a chance that each year we'll see something a little bit bigger. I totally will re-advise my position. I think we'll see some independent parks possibly do something big. I still am on the fence about that even, but I think there's definitely a chance of that. I was, again, imagining in my mind revitalization, meaning that's going to become like the new big thing to build an independent park and to have, like, I was just imagining you thinking like there's going to be more popping up everywhere.
I mean, the barrier to entry for that's really steep.
Exactly. So that's what I was thinking. I thought maybe you thought because of the pandemic somehow like family parks were going to become, I don't know, and they were going to become more of a thing, and I don't know. That's what I was imagining. So, but still, I'm still a little bit on the fence about the fact I don't think we're going to see independent parks do like large scale projects like that. I think Knoebels might purchase some small flat rides. They might get some new rides for sure. They might get a new roller coaster.
They get a Kangaroo.
Maybe Kangaroo.
I mean, Knoebels just needs Kangaroo to put themselves on the map right now, to be honest. I mean, everybody in Pittsburgh will all of a sudden know where Knoebels is.
Yep. And Bob would know Pittsburgh.
I do know Pittsburgh.
Oh, man. Hey, those shirts are on the website, on the shop, by the way. And anyone that's wondering, anyone that was curious about that from last week's show.
Yes, they are.
Back to discussion here. I just see it playing out kind of a steady regrowth. I think some small parks might get some new flat rides, get some new attractions, maybe at the end, closer to the end of 2020, as you start to see some larger roller coasters be built again. Possibly 2022, until 2022, we might see something large from independent parks because, like as you said, there are deals that have already been made and contracts that have already been signed. But after 2022, I'm thinking that independent parks are going to be actually doing kind of the opposite of what you're saying, in my view. But again, this is all hypotheses. We have no real indication. Neither of us work at an independent park and know the thought process that's going to be coming out of that. I'm going to be curious though. Watch Phoenix build like the first giga launching roller coaster, like something crazy, and I'm going to be like, Bob's going to be like,
well, I think I do. I do want to. I will do a dance.
Bob's gonna break dance for us if that happens.
I do think that one of the things that is kind of like that I think kind of tints everybody's perspective is they look at, you look at a chain park or a chain, and they give this image of like struggling. But the reality is like struggling to a chain park doesn't necessarily mean they're financially struggling.
Uh-huh.
It means that they're having a hard time answering to their shareholders and allocating funds properly. No, I'm not saying that a chain park can't financially struggle. They definitely can. We've seen it. They can go under, and these types of things happen. But it boils down to this: when you have a chain park, or you have a chain, you're answering to your shareholders, If you have an independent park, you're actually answering to your guests. So your focus is completely different. And that's why I think we're going to see investors kind of get gun shy about some things. And they're going to have like, you know, I think there's a certain period where they're going to be like kind of worried about the industry, and they may not invest so much. And you know, Cedar Fair, like they're gonna be extra cautious about not ticking off their shareholders, which means that they might tick off their guests, but that's, of the two evils, that's the lesser in their eyes. At an independent park, they don't have to worry about that. They can say, look, we have this money. This is what our ability is, and we can do it. Let's do it. And, you know, our guests will like it.
So you're acknowledging the fact that independent parks will have that mindset of, oh, this is a time where we need to be building because people have been kept up. I don't care how, we've all been kept up for over a year, a lot of us. Now, granted, a lot of enthusiasts have kind of gone off and still done some traveling and gone to a lot of parks. So we're fine. Most of us are okay. We've gotten to parks. We've gotten our fix in. But a lot of people have been scared or worried a little bit. They're not traveling to go to parks. You're acknowledging that for the independent parks, but I think the investors that you're speaking of are going to go, this is the time to invest, guys. We've just been inside for an entire year. Everyone is freaking out. We weren't able to go anywhere. This is the time to invest in travel-related attractions, resorts, hotels, theme parks, that kind of stuff is what cruises, I'm sure. Cruises are going to be booked full for the next, 5 years. I'm sure I'm sure there's going to be a crazy amount of people booking cruises and stuff, going to parks, doing all this stuff. This is the time, I feel like, to invest. And I think that plays along with your thing of maybe the independent parks do. That's where I'm on the fence. Like, if that actually does happen and people are going crazy and going to parks, then the independent parks, I think, might actually end up building some big attractions, and that's when we'll see that. And I think that might be when they start getting that revenue, maybe like mid-2020s, later 2020s in my view. But I think the parks that have the money now and have those investors that can invest now and then get their money back at another time will do that now, and then they'll make bank. That's going to, building these new attractions and building this thing to draw people in is going to make them bank.
You bring up a lot of good points, and you're actually right. And I don't know. I've kind of, I don't know that I've fully explained what I mean. It's not like a direct, I don't know. There's like a time, like a response time that happens. And I think it's going to be like right now, I think people are like still unsure. We don't know what's going to go on. It's more of the reaction of like the chains themselves that are going to not want to spend the money to like kind of show the investors like, look, we survived. We made it through this, and we made it through with all this, you know, we have this capital. This is what we have. You know, like they're going to be more focused on that rather than like say, oh, look, we don't have money, but we have these big rides that are going to draw people in. Investors don't seem to think that way. They want to see like liquid assets, like cash in the bank. And that's why I kind of think that they're going to be like the chains themselves are going to be more worried about keeping that cash in the bank, whatever cash they can keep in the bank, because that's what the investors are looking at.
I don't know. I think the investors are going to be saying, we understand that there's been a whole year of travel restrictions and inability to fully open parks at points. You know, Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, Kingston Bay weren't even able to open half of their park. That's about it. And I think they're going to understand that, and I think they're going to say, we know what's going to happen now. After as we said, 2022 is basically when this is going to be the cutoff, because 2022 there's contracts in place. We've both emphasized that. We understand that. So 2022, I think we're going to be all right. I think by 2022, I can pretty much, I think me and Bob, hopefully, I think we can guarantee there'll be a vaccine fully distributed. We'll hopefully be back to pretty much normal. I have a strong indication that that's going to happen. I don't see this being a 2-year thing here. But regardless, even if there are some travel or mask mandates still or whatever, I don't even know what will be happening then. I can't speculate on what world events will transpire or whatever. But if everything's looking fine, which I think it will, and that's based on the pretense that this whole thing is based on the pretense that 2022, we're kind of everything's back to somewhat of a normal. I see investors going, guys, people are on a travel spree right now. This is the time to be making those liquid assets that you're talking about. This is the time to make even a better amount of some money. This is like the strongest point in this is almost like the strongest point in history to I think invest in this kind of thing. People are so cooped up and tired of staying in the house. This is, I think, the single most important time in history for travel related industry. I mean, this is going to be, I think once this transpires, this virus, and it's gone, or at least contained in we have the vaccine, I think this is going to be a huge industry to be a part of. So I just foresee it transpiring differently, but I understand. I get what you're saying. You think that there might be a little bit more of a risk management kind of attempt to let's not spend all this money that we have the money now. Let's not go crazy with it. But I see them going, go crazy with it because this is the time to get crazy with it. Like there's no other time to get crazy with it other than now.
Yeah, but see, I mean, that's the problem. In the eyes of the investor, they look at a bank account and they go, zero? Or close to, I mean, obviously it's not zero. Close to zero for a park is still a massive amount of money. But they kind of look at that negatively if not having the liquid assets. Where an independent park, it doesn't matter. They don't have
I think in a regular scenario, you're right, but I just don't see them going, guys. Look, these I guarantee you, cruises are going to be booked up the wazoo, hotels, resorts up the wazoo. Parks are going to be getting huge crowds, massive amounts of people coming and flooding in their gates. I cannot see them saying, "Don't build something new to attract even more people," because that's all we need.
Yeah, but see, that's the problem though. Investors don't think that way.
I think
they don't. They use algorithms. I mean, well, okay, wait. I should probably say the majority of investors don't actually think. They actually use algorithms to say, oh, this is the trend. This is what's going, and they miss a lot of this stuff. It's kind of been something that Warren Buffett has said, you have to kind of look at the company and really understand them. I think that, I mean, obviously I'm not an investor. I could be wrong. I mean, we both could be wrong. I mean, we don't,
the opposite. But it could be in the middle somewhere. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But I think that there's a lot of investors that it's more algorithmic. It's not really based on, oh, wait, there's the potential for, a really big season here because of this.
But I still think
the trends
I still a little bit disagree. Okay. In a normal scenario, I think you're right. I think they go, there's a potential for a big season, but it's a little uncertain. Let's just stay off and let's keep what we have, liquid assets and all that. This is, I think, like I said, the single most crazy point in history. Everyone knows this is an unprecedented year. And I think there's going to be an unprecedented response to being cooped up for a year. And I think investors are going to go, you know what? Normally we base it off of there's a potential or there's a maybe, but this is a definite. There's going to be a crazy amount of people. This isn't based on the chance or the fraction or the decimal. This is going to happen, I think. Granted, everything plays out like I think it will.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we're going to have to just kind of see. I think there's more algorithm to it, and I think that investor, and that's the thing. I think the individual investors may actually see this and go yeah, this is a good time to invest in parks, but the hedge funds and the huge bulk of stock, I think that's going to be where the problem is. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. God knows I don't have money to invest. I don't understand this stuff fully. So I just think that, from some of the stuff that I have seen, it just seems like they're not investors don't really think so much on these terms that we see it as. They look more at financial trends and things like that, which are going to be really thrown off at this point.
Yeah. And again, I'm basing my argument for them to invest and to allow the parks to buy attractions. That's my precedent, is that everything gets back to normal and we're good. If something crazy happens, I'm 100% going to say, I was wrong and this crazy event has transpired and I couldn't foresee that and blah, 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 So, again, this is all based on the scenario that 2022 rolls around. We're good. Everything looks great. Everyone's, doing cruises and resorts and hotels. I mean, I know I'm not the only one. People are going to be going on 2 or 3 weeks vacations to Disney. And I mean, I think it's going to be one of the biggest points ever for the travel industry. And
I would agree. I agree with, I agree with that assessment. Although I think it may be a little while. I do think you did mention the virus or the vaccine coming out. I think we're still going to look at a start. I think the start of the 2021 season is still going to be hindered a bit, but I think by the time we get to midsummer, I think we'll be in pretty good shape.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because I think people are acting like, oh, everything's going to be good in January. It's not. It's going to take a good amount of time to get the vaccines distributed and enough produced and things like that. So
yeah.
we still have some time, and I think it's going to run into the season, but I think we should be pretty well off by midsummer, I think.
I'm thinking even maybe late spring, we're starting to look not normal, but better, maybe back to where we were in the summer.
I think it'll definitely look better.
Wearing masks and social distancing for the most part. I think every state's restrictions will probably be lifted, but there will still be that mask requirement and social distancing kind of. And then I think in the summer, maybe even winter, I think we're going to start seeing those, maybe even the restrictions. Like we always talk, we've been talking about this since we started getting the phases. I think we're going to finally start seeing the phases being decreased instead of increased and start seeing less restrictions being taken. Because what's happening is there was a tiny bit of a decrease with the restrictions in the summer, and then the winter it's just oh, nope, back there. So
well, I think that's one thing
decrease.
That's the one thing we have. The one advantage we have is even without the vaccine being fully distributed, as we get back into summer, we're still going to have that same experience that we had through this summer, where things are going to get better on their own, even without the vaccine. So things will loosen up more. And then with the knowledge that the vaccine's on its way, plus we'll also have some experience as to how the vaccine has been responding and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that there's still going to be questions at the beginning of the season for sure. But I think we'll be back to normal in the middle. That's my estimation. It may change. Who knows?
Yeah, it's up in the air for sure. I honestly, if any of you have any comments or response to what we just discussed, I honestly would love to hear it, because that was a pretty good debate there. And I want to know what the audience is feeling. Are you somewhere in the middle? Are you on either end of the spectrum or somewhere else that we can't even see right now? Tell us, let us know, because I'm actually, that was a good little debate there. And not even debate.
Yeah, I'd be curious to know too.
Even the debate. I wouldn't say that's one of our debates. We didn't really get into it there like we have.
No, we've certainly had more intense debates.
Discussion. All right, well, let's discuss this week's weekly poll now, which was, what is the best B&M collection at an amusement park? And quite a bit of responses. Some that I actually was surprised by. Most I kind of understood and knew that were going to come. But we got a few that surprised me. So we have first Carowinds with Fury 325, Intimidator, Afterburn, and Vortex was included. I feel like Vortex might actually discredit Carowinds a little bit there. So I'm not...
In some cases, yes, I think that's possible.
I think that might be actually working your disadvantage. So I might not have included that if I was you. Busch Gardens Tampa as Kumba, Montu, and SheiKra. Yeah, I've heard great things about all three of those rides. So for sure, that's a great collection there.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't have much to say. Let's just read through these and we'll will comment at the end. Or believe me, if I have something to say, I will tell you.
You will butt in. You will butt in.
I will butt in.
He will make his stance known. All right. Well, here's a park that we both go to a lot, so I'm sure you have something to say here. Apollo's Chariot, Alpengeist, and Griffin. I love me some of those rides. So that's Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, of course. All three great rides. I love those rides.
Yeah. That's I mean, Apollo. See, my problem is just the invert thing. I don't. The hard horse collars are just tough with me.
That.
Um,
you like Griffin,
and
right?
I'm not really. Yeah, dive coasters don't really do much for me either. So now Apollo's definitely. I love Apollo's. Love Apollo's.
Yeah, Apollo's is great. So at least we can somewhat meet in the middle there. Next response we got again with Busch Gardens Tampa. Oh, you would not. I guess you would really hate Busch Gardens Tampa's collection then. Now that I think about it, all three of those rides critically acclaimed, but they're all three have horse collars. In the hard shell.
There's potential. I definitely want to ride them, but yes, yeah.
All right. Next, we had Alton Towers in the UK. They stated Nemesis, Oblivion, and Galactica, and they said they're all world's first B&Ms. Because I think Nemesis was the first invert, and yeah, Galactica was the first wing, and Oblivion was the first dive coaster. So yeah, that's somewhat of a gimmick. I don't know. I've heard Nemesis is really good. I've heard Galactica and Oblivion though are kind of meh. Again, this is all based on not my actual experience. So, but
yeah,
I mean, for sure that's.
I've also heard Nemesis is just amazing.
Yeah, the terrain interaction is supposed to be really good, but again, hard shell, over the shoulder restraints. Wah, wah.
Yeah. Give me vest restraints any day. That makes B&Ms better.
No, it doesn't. I disagree with that. Carowinds is definitely up there, someone said. My favorite Giga, my favorite invert, and a solid hyper. Yeah, I agree with that. Intimidator is all right. It's had some good days and some bad days. I don't think it's anything spectacular.
I really like I-232. I really like it.
I'm not
the
world's biggest fan. It's all right. Then you have Afterburn, which kicks butt. I agree.
I actually like Afterburn. I mean, I can't ride it much, but I do like it. I do like it a good bit.
That's good. And my favorite Giga, obviously referencing Intimidator 305. I'm just kidding. Fury 325 at Carowinds. Great ride. I love that ride. It's fantastic.
I do too. I love Fury.
Six Flags Great Adventure is the next response we got. Take a pause there. I don't know why I keep coughing. Oh, sorry. I just felt like
got COVID.
I do. Wait, I couldn't taste my food earlier. I'm just kidding. All right.
Oh my God, that's a horrible thought, Murph.
You keep butchering his name.
Sorry. I do. Well, I don't remember. I still don't remember the Smurf thing, but whatever. Vest restraints on a hyper coaster. That's like sacrilegious. That's such a horrible, horrible thing. All right. Do I need to cut anything or just start recording?
Just start recording.
Okay.
You ready?
3, 2, 1.
Superman Ultimate Flight, Bizarro, Nitro, and Green Lantern and Batman the Ride. They have, I think, the World B&M collection. If I'm correct there, they have.
I don't know if I've been on. I don't know if I've been on any of those.
Wow. Yeah, I don't.
When was it? Yeah, because
you might have been on Batman the Ride.
Yeah, last time I was.
I think that opened in the 90s. And that's when you said you were there.
Yeah. It must have been. Was it 90? I know I've definitely been on some of the Batman the Rides.
I would imagine that's one of them. I mean, I think that opened. Let me look. I'm gonna look here. Opened in 19. It opened in 1992. 1992.
Yeah,
so, yeah,
I've been on that. Yep.
All right. Well, you've been on one of them then.
That's the only one.
I like all of those except Nitro. Really, Nitro is the only one on there that I am not a fan of, really, at all. I think Nitro's Nitro is just so subpar, so mediocre. But it is definitely a collection nonetheless. It has a extensive collection here of B&M rides for sure. Canada's Wonderland has Leviathan, Behemoth, and Yukon Striker. Yeah, those are all three really good rides, I think. I haven't been on Yukon actually, so can't judge that, but I've heard it's great. And Leviathan and Behemoth are fantastic.
It's another park that I've been to and haven't been on any of the B&Ms because it's been that long.
That's crazy. Yeah, and these are the newer B&Ms with Leviathan, Behemoth, and Yukon Striker. Yeah. Next, we have Six Flags Magic Mountain, and they didn't list the rides off, which is fine, but I can't honestly think of... I know they have Scream, Tatsu, Riddler's Revenge. I think they have a Batman the Rhine clone, too, so that might be their 4 there. So yeah, those are all 4 really good ones. There might be another one that I don't think there is though. I think that's it. I think because Six Flags Great Adventure is the only one with 5, so that should be it. But yeah, I've heard Tatsu's great. I've heard that. Scream. I forgot. Did I say Scream? I don't know if I said Scream.
There's no way to tell.
There's no way. Yeah, you guys are the only one that can go back and rewind that and make sure I did or not, because yeah, we're doing this live. All right. Well, whatever I said, I've heard Scream's pretty good. I've heard Tatsu's all right. I think they have a Batman the Ride clone. I've heard that's pretty good. I think they have a pretty good collection, and they have some clones as well thrown in there. So yeah, that's their collection at Magic Mountain. Cedar Point has a unique collection. They said, or someone said, it has 2 newer B&Ms and 2 older. So yeah, I agree. I think it has a nice mix of the newer generation B&M coasters and the older. You have Gatekeeper, which is a good ride. You have Valraven, which is a newer ride, and then you have like Raptor and Rougarou, which are both 2 of the older B&M models. And I think they're all pretty good. So I agree that they're.
Yeah, Gatekeeper's I like Gatekeeper.
You don't like Raptor?
Yeah.
You don't like Valraven?
I used. No, I don't. Just dives don't do it for me at all.
That even has the vest restraints though.
I mean, yes. Okay. So I'd take Valraven over Griffin, but I just don't. I'm not going to wait in line for that. It's just not worth it. If it's a walk-on, sure, okay.
Cedar Point is just
it's weird because I'd rather ride a drop tower.
Yeah, I guess. But Cedar Point is the park where I swear I go, and it's just like if you're like a kid in a candy store, there's just so much to choose from. You're like, do I want to stay in the front of the park and ride these B&Ms, or do I want to go to the back and ride Steel Vengeance and Maverick and Millennium Force? It's like, I mean, it's amazing.
Just go to the back.
Now you see, I enjoy the front too.
I don't know the front.
Blue Streak
I like
is great.
Gatekeeper.
I love Gatekeeper.
Blue Streak needs buzz bars again.
It's
never going to happen, but
I
mean, it's a good ride. The Raptor's just it's.
Raptor's
I
good.
used to really like Raptor, and it's not that I don't like it. It's just that one's exceptionally painful for me now, and it feels like it's getting worse.
Because you're getting older.
I don't know. I'm getting older, or it's getting older, or probably
it's
little
probably
bit
a mixture
of both.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, a very strange response. Unique, more like it. Not strange. I haven't ridden these rides, but we have a response. And Bob, do you see this as well? I don't know how to pronounce this. Gyeongju World. I think it's in China. I think I looked it up, and I believe it's in China. You have Draken, which is a fun clone of Griffin. So that's a clone of Griffin at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. I think that's the only other clone of Griffin. And then you have, I think it's Pantheon, which is an inverted roller coaster that has great theming, and they said it's a fantastic invert. I did look at a bit of the theming on both of those rides. They look pretty good, so I'm not going to lie. I actually was pretty impressed with those two. So maybe not the most filled collection. You don't have like 3 or 4 here, but you have 2 that look pretty great and have good theming. So sometimes theming can make up for a lack of rides, because I think these are the only 2 rides I have, but they look really extensively themed and cool. So yeah. You have no input, obviously, because you haven't looked at them. And, yeah. Hey, look it up real quick. Look up Pantheon. I'm not gonna lie, that theming's pretty cool. It's actually kind of worth it. I'll move on, but you should look that up real
What
quick.
is it?
It's Pantheon.
Pantheon?
It's not Pantheon, no, because that doesn't have any theming.
How do you spell it?
Phaethon. All right, well, I'm going to move on real quick while Bob looks that up on our CDB probably. Kings Island, Orion, Diamondback, and Banshee are all great rides. I agree. They're fun. They're good. Orion was really good. Diamondback was really good. Banshee's fantastic. My favorite invert. I think they're all exceptional rides.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not immersive theming like on ride theming, but yes,
No.
it's pretty good.
Yeah, that's like outdoor queue stuff. But I think that, you know, even when we talk about some of the European coasters, a lot of times that's what we get. You know, like outdoor queue theming kind of thing, which I think even that can really change a ride's experience.
Oh, definitely. Flight of Fear is a good example of that.
Yeah, exactly. You're in a black
I love
you're in a
Flight
black
of
room
Fear.
other than that tunnel and everything though.
But just the show, like the show through the queue.
Yeah,
not
exactly.
Kingsman.
But the actual building itself
Walking
is
into the
black.
spaceship, the skit that's going on in the monitors. It's just it's really cool. It adds to it.
I agree
a lot.
Mm-hmm. Six Flags Over Georgia has one of the best stand-ups, Georgia Scorcher, an amazing hyper, Goliath, a clone but still a kick-ass invert, Batman, and the first U.S. B&M flying coaster, Superman Ultimate Flight. So that's a good argument there. That's actually the park that sparked this interest in doing this poll. When I was there, I think it was, I can't remember. Someone mentioned that Six Flags Over Georgia had a great B&M collection, and I was like, yeah, or I think even said one of the best, and I was like, yeah, but everyone says that about like a lot of parks. So as you can see, we have a lot of parks, different parks here that we've gotten. We've gotten some similar some same responses, but a lot of these are actually different, which is what I figured would happen because this is a manufacturing company that's produced rides for a lot of different parks and done a lot of different things. So you have a lot of different people.
So fun fact, that Batman the Ride is the first roller coaster that I ever grayed out on.
I actually grayed out on it too. That invert is amazing. That's actually my favorite Batman clone. How I used to rank Batmans was I just kind of counted them as one big group of rides, but that one was so much better than all the others. I don't know how, I don't know why, but it was really crazy. It was fast. It was intense. It made me gray out at times. None of the other Batman the Ride clones have done that.
Yeah, I don't remember graying out at Great Adventure, but I remember that. That was it was my first weird experience, and I was out for a while. I had to take like a half-hour break after it. It was fun though.
Yeah, it was really good. SeaWorld Orlando was the next response we got. They didn't list them off, but Mako, I believe, Kraken, and is that all? Oh, they have Manta as well, the flying coaster. Yeah, all three of those are good. I've heard Mako is great. I've heard Kraken is great, and I've heard some good things about Manta as well. So, for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Not much more I can say.
All right. Hershey Park was the next response we got. No.
I have no idea what's going on. Can you hear me?
You can't hear me?
I can now.
I don't know what just happened. You cut out for a second. And then when you came back,
yeah, I think
you were
just
finishing up your
issues.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What was the
where I
last thing
should
you
cut.
just said? Just cut the last thing you just said.
All right, I'm gonna cut after I said I had to take a half-hour break after it.
All right.
I
The
think.
next response we got.
Right,
That has,
somewhere around.
they didn't list them off, but Mako, I believe. So you're just then you can say, okay, sounds great, or whatever. Because I was just talking about SeaWorld Orlando.
Yeah, because I was kind of stuttering because I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know if you were talking. So let me just cut there.
And then you record that part about you talking.
Or you can just go and just say when you want me to join in.
You're going to be talking. You're the next person talking.
I
said,
am?
and I've heard some good things about Manta as well. So, for sure. I said I've heard some really good things about Manta at SeaWorld as well, and then that's when you start talking.
Okay. You'll have to edit this because
Oh boy. All right.
yeah. I cut like after that. So you're gonna have to put some dead space in.
Yeah, in between where I'm talking.
All right. So I'm saying wait.
Whatever you said, I don't know what you said, what you're talking about when you cut out.
What did you just say?
I said I've heard some really good things about Manta at SeaWorld as well, but I was talking about all three of the rides at SeaWorld Orlando.
Okay. All right. Ready. 3, 2. Yeah, those definitely sound like good ones. I haven't been there, so I can't really comment on much of them, but I definitely hear good things about them.
Yeah, for sure. One of the second to last response we got, not very last, because the very last one was an interesting one as well, but we'll get to that in a second. Hershey Park, and they responded to this saying it was the best B&M collection. They put Hershey Park, and then they said has a decent invert and a decent hyper. So that decent doesn't really connotate to being the best, but I guess maybe the pair of them makes, I don't know. Like if you put a really good hyper and a really good invert, I'd be like, oh yeah, you can argue that, but you put decent for both. Which I don't necessarily disagree with. Like I'm not gonna say you're wrong there. Like Great Bear is decent, I would say. Candemonium's, I would say a little bit above decent, but that combination was just.
I think Great Bear is one of the better inverts.
I think when you're talking about all of them now, I don't agree, but regionally maybe like even then it's like you got Afterburn, Alpengeist, Banshee nearby.
Talon,
I would even argue is better. Yeah.
Talon's better.
Yeah. I mean Montu. Then you go to the West Coast. You got Silver Bullet. You got some really.
Okay, I should say of the ones I rode. Okay. I should qualify that.
All right.
Sorry.
There we go. And then because then you go to Europe and it's like Osiris and Katoon, Nemesis. It goes on and on and on. All right. But yeah, Hershey Park. I think that's a good one. I don't know if they're the best, but they're good. Shambhala and Dragon Con make up the collection at Port Adventura, and that was the last response we got. And I think that's an interesting one. I've heard Shambhala is one of the better B&M hypercoasters. I've heard it's, for some, I mean, especially I've heard some Europeans say it's the best B&M hyper. I think a couple of people that have actually gone over to Europe and ridden it and said it's the best B&M hypercoaster. So I've heard some really great things about that, substantial things about that. And I've also heard Dragon Con's a very good B&M sit-down coaster. So, yeah, I definitely could see the argument for that being a great B&M collection and being one of the better B&M collections we have in the world.
Sure, sounds like it.
Sounds about right? I can go on extensive talks about rides I haven't ridden a little bit.
Right. See, yeah. So James is always saying about how I talk, and like, I don't know. You get me on a ride that I haven't been on. I don't know. I can't say anything.
Bob's just like, yeah, cool. Or if someone says it's bad, he's like, all right.
Then it's a different story, but
yeah, exactly. Then it's better than Steel Vengeance. But
it's not hard. No, I'm not gonna get into that.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for listening to episode 102 of Coaster Talk Podcast. This concludes the episode. It's been a lot of fun, guys. In Europe, I'm sure you guys are pleased because we talked quite a bit about Europe this year. This episode, we talked about you guys in the episode news, and we talked about you guys in the episode weekly poll. We had some Alton Towers.
Either that, maybe we got it all completely wrong, and they're like, "Oh my God, quit talking about things you don't know about." If that's the case, we're sorry, but
we apologize. Yeah, but then again, that's not what you come here for anyway. You come here for because you love us, right? All right, so you don't criticize. Yeah, that's it for episode 102. Of course, I'm going to give a couple of plugins here. If you want to answer this week's weekly poll, which is, what is your coaster Christmas list? That's going to be the poll for this coming week. And that can be anything, really. Open-ended question there. You can say you want a 4,000-foot tall roller coaster at the Skyplex to open up, or what. I don't even know. You can do something totally crazy and different, or you can do something somewhat realistic and say like
4,000-foot tall Skyplex.
Yeah, exactly.
James, I don't know if you know this
Yeah.
or not, but they haven't built a 400 or 500-foot one yet. So
Yeah.
maybe they should start small.
Yeah,
Maybe
we
100-foot.
Maybe
I don't know.
20 feet.
Maybe a kiddie Skyplex.
Exactly. Yeah, maybe. But regardless, you can do something as spontaneous and crazy as that. Give us a good chuckle, or you can try to be reasonable and plan something out that you actually could see happening at a park in the future. Whatever it is, that's our response. And I'm sure me and Bob will have a few Christmas lists to give you as well. The following episode as well. All right, so you can again go to coastertalkpodcast.com/poll if you want to answer that. You can also follow us on social media where we'll post the polls as well, and we'll also keep you guys up to date with the latest attraction news and industry updates. That is Twitter at CoasterTalk_pod, or Bob's Twitter account at CoasterTalkBob. Facebook, you can follow us at CoasterTalkPod. Instagram at CoasterTalkPod. YouTube is Coaster Talk Podcast. And then, of course, you can contact the show by going to coastertalkpodcast.com/contact, or emailing James at coastertalkpodcast.com, or Bob at coastertalkpodcast.com. Guys, you can go to coastertalkpodcast.com/shop as well now and get your Coaster Talk Podcast official merchandise. That sounds kind of cool to say. I'm not going to lie. That rolls off the tongue well.
There are some cool products there, so definitely check it out.
Designed by yours truly. With a little help from my friend, right?
Yeah. I had some ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I didn't actually do any of the work. I just bossed him around.
Oh, man, that's the story of my life. All right, well, thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you guys all on next week's show. I guess not actually next week's show, is it? Maybe next week's show.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to probably do something, so.
All right. Before you don't end the stream, I'm supposed to watch about shipping pants.
Bob, it is.
Ship your pants right here.
It is 12:40 at night.
I can't wait to ship my pants.
Oh my god.
I just shipped my bed. That's oh my god, that is really good. Oh,
I'm just now seeing the chat. Cannabonium is not better in the front.
it is. It is definitely.
It is definitely not. All right, well, I don't have time for this argument again, so before we get into it, we're going to call it a night, guys.
Yeah, I have to get to bed.
Yeah, same. So, all right. Adios, amigos.
Yep. See you guys. I may not be around next week, but
But he also might.
James and Timmy might. I might. It's hard to say. I don't know. But if I don't talk to you guys, Merry Christmas.
And happy Hanukkah.